Are you monitoring over there, Lee?
Yeah, trying to. All right.
Okay, we're live on. We're live on YouTube. There we are. I gotta run over to Facebook fast. They're live. Well, no, we're not. Oh, wait a minute. Let me refresh that. Seeing that Facebook kind of tends to Facebook. Sound is off. Instagram, no idea. I don't know what's going on with Instagram. So I go live. Once your sharing software connection displays a preview, which I don't believe it has.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, everybody. There's some people out here. Okay. We've got Randy Carr here. And we're going to sit around for a minute until a few more come in. Gosh dang. 50 years ago, Randy. 51 years ago.
Yeah, it was just like yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Pam. It feels like it in a way when I sit here talking to you. I can remember those days. I remember the fun we had. I remember something we were doing over by Keith Michael's trailer. I was making a list of something, of things that were going to happen or things that had happened. I don't remember exactly what. It was just kind of like a thing by the seat of our pants we were doing and talking about things. But I don't know. I'm going to let you go ahead and say whatever you want right now. And introduce yourself, talk about Mike, your friendship, how you got involved with the craziness of the house.
Well, I'm Randy Carr, and shortly after Mike moved down here from Buffalo, him and I got together and we started making a friendship. And it was just one of them where we're in school and stuff and see each other and talk, and then finally involved into spending the nights at each other's house. And the first night he was supposed to spend the night with me. But instead his mom called up our house and told Mike that something was going on, that he should come home. So being the good friend that I was, I said, well, I'll ask my parents if we can just switch, and I'll go up to your house and spend the night up there instead of you staying here. So that's what happened. And I didn't know this at the time, but when I came up, everything that was happening at the house suddenly stopped. And just from then on, that was probably maybe 2-3 years that they would ask me to come up and stay at the house every once in a while and stop what was going on. But I didn't know that I was stopping things that were going on. I didn't realize or was told that until basically just before everything came out in the paper.
And that was 1973.
Yeah. Mike and I kept on our relationship up until he passed away. We always got together when he came out and stuff. we always did something together when we could. But the funny thing of it is that Mike and I never talked about the house after he left it.
Huh.
It
Was
was,
there a reason for that, Randy?
um, I think it was more a reason of Mike's than it was mine. I think he just, well, I agree with his mother that the house beat him and he didn't like it.
Yeah, I kind of had that feeling with, well, also with talking to Clara, that because Mike was he could be fearful of what was going on, but he was always rock steady for mom.
Right.
He was just, I mean, she always said that he was right there to keep her on her toes. She never feared for herself; she feared for the kids, and you could tell when Mike was upset. I mean, the first time Tim and I went up there, it was the first night, and well, actually, it was the second night that this happened. We pulled up in the driveway when it used to go further back. It wasn't all lawn like it is now, and Tim was in the passenger seat. I was driving, and we heard a woman say, "Either do you want to help me or will you help me?" And being in the pitch black, it scared both of us. And Tim jumped from his seat into my lap. Basically, he was behind the steering wheel with me,
Oh my God.
and I took the car and kept going back and forth until I got up along the house against Mike's window, and I tapped on his window. I said, "Will you come out, please? Because something weird just happened."
Yeah.
And from that time on, it continued. But he was afraid to come out that night. He didn't want to. He did because that was Mike. That was
Yeah.
Mike. He was there to help anybody.
Well, in your book, you said that he heard it outside of his window, and
Yeah,
then he just went back to sleep.
yeah. Until I got his attention really loud. Why is that not coming up?
Hmm.
But it went on for a year and a half for me until the exorcism.
Um,
A little more than a year and a half. Do you remember the night that we went back to the house after they moved out? I don't remember exactly who was with us. Clara had left her piano and she said I could have it, which I didn't have any. I mean, I was going to try and get it, but what was I going to do with it? I was a drummer. Deanna Lee. Um, we went up, but we left. And I don't remember the exact reasons why we left, but it seemed like the whole house was kind of letting us know you aren't welcome anymore. After the Davies left, it seemed like the house said no more. We don't want any more visitors. You, me, Mike Neff, Dave Thompson. I, there was somebody else there too, and I don't remember. But, oh, probably Keith, of course, because he was always there.
yeah.
Hi, Jackie and Kelly. What are some of the things that I explain to everybody about what you said that you rarely or never saw anything?
Well, yeah. When most of the time I went up there, I calmed things down. So
Hmm.
There's nothing
um,
to see.
nothing really happened when I was there.
I
But
might.
there was some occasions where people would feel something or see something. Um, it was a few years before things really started getting bad, and knowing that other people had seen things when I wasn't up there and what was going on, um, I wanted to figure out some way to find out what they're seeing. So at one point, I tried getting into a nice calm, even keel state, and see if I could feel things or see things that other people were seeing too.
I remember the states you used to go into. I remember the insane strength you had, only on one occasion. And I just can't. I remember it like it was yesterday when Father Al said this thing about a, and I still don't know exactly whether I believe what he was trying to explain to me, but he said to try to put a brain warp on you. And I said, what? And he said, just put your hand on his forehead and concentrate. And it was the same night when I smacked the
Right.
apparition. You went into Randy, you went into a trance, more or less. You kind of went out. You weren't strange or anything. And I did it. You were on the floor. Mike Neff was there. Keith Michaels was there. Jim Sushi was there. Mike Murray was there. Mike Dandy was there. I put my hand, and you just very calmly, one hand, pulled my arm away. And I thought, okay, all right. And I'm pushing back, and nothing's happening. So I thought, okay, come on, Randy. I thought you were playing with me. I obviously did. I pushed with both hands. I could not bend your arm. Mike Murray, the guy with the arms from hell, he had arms. He was a big, tough Marine. He did the same thing. You took his arm off like it was a twig, and he could not bend your arm, and I was afraid he was going to break it. But whatever you did, I wish I could do that while I'm awake.
Well, it probably wasn't me. It probably was the energy from whatever was there was
I
pushing
think
against you, back against you guys.
maybe that's the same fight that I had with Mary's door one time, which really made Clara mad. There was a bunch of banging, knocking, slamming upstairs one afternoon. I went upstairs and hi Tina. I went upstairs and Mary's door was closed, which it was anyhow most of the time. I opened it and I could not open that door. I wasn't a weakling. I mean, I played drums. I worked out all the time. And I'm pushing that door as hard as I could. And it was just like something said, "Nah, you're not coming in here." And something kept me out of that room. And I finally thought to myself, this isn't right. And it's kind of scary. I went back downstairs and Clara immediately started yelling at me. Why do you have to be an aggressor all the time? I don't do that anymore, Randy. I've learned my lesson. And if you remember, I came up as the skeptic. I needed a good laugh after my business was closed down because of the fire. And okay. But did you, was it you and Mike or was it someone else? Because even now I have to ask the questions because there's been so much hoopla and misinformation about who did what. Was it you and Mike that saw the guy walking, or a boy guy walking through the woods with a gun and he just zipped away, or is that just one of the highlights of the folklore?
Um, no, I think it was the Driscolls, the ones that lived just up a little before you get to McMahon Hollow. Up
Uh-huh.
on the hill, there used to be a family that lived up there called the Driscolls. There was two boys and one girl, and they used to walk around a lot in the woods and stuff up that way and
Okay.
see a lot of different things.
Okay.
They'd see. They mostly talked about the dark man.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's funny you say that, the dark man, because I didn't hear about that until '73. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I didn't hear that until later years when I came back about the dark man.
Yeah.
and we saw something very strange right at the juncture of where McMahon goes up, and then I started doing some serious research on the area, and even back in the late 1890s, there was a gentleman referred to as the Dark Man, and I kept thinking, who is this person? It turned out to be actually Major Hoops, who was one of the founders in the area, who was a woman hater. And I'm wondering if maybe that's who they were experiencing in the area.
Yeah, because Patty Driscoll and I don't know, I think even Beth, but mostly Patty always referred to somebody bothering her, watching her that was a dark man. So that kind of fits
Yeah.
as far as that part.
What
You
did
know,
I say?
always afraid to walk the, what was it, maybe a half a mile to their house from the Dandy's house, with nobody around.
Wow.
What in the world? Well, that's what I was going to say to you about the slapping the entity, because that was me. I was the smart guy, but I don't do that anymore, Randy. I mean, I don't believe in. I was raised Catholic. I don't believe in demons. I struggle with that. Clara tells me that I shouldn't struggle, that I know better. But there's something that's very strong in that house that has taught me to be very cautious now. I don't believe in getting, you'll get a touch here and there or something, but getting hit by no more than a very large man that isn't there. How does that happen? How are those things possible? I just hard to believe. It's hard for me to fathom it happened to me, but there were five people right there, or four people watching it happen.
Mm. Well, I kind of think that the area has a lot of energy and stuff.
Mhm.
And I think just the people always conjugate at the house, and then all the energy comes there.
I,
Because there's a lot of people up on that hill during that time that had seen
oh yeah,
different apparitions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
the Finney family. Harry used to see it all the time. There's different people, some different people on the house now. Some very strange people up on the hill. One gentleman in particular that's extremely mean to anybody that goes anywhere near that house, and I mean he will confront them on the main McMahon Road. He confronted Link. He threatened to kill Link just for walking the road.
Uh,
And I think I put a squash to that with with the proper officials, but I don't know why he would be that way, but he's not important anymore. Did you get a hold of Clara? Did you call her?
no, I haven't yet.
She's gonna love to hear from you. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I've tried several times, emails, old phone numbers, and stuff, and never could get a hold of her.
Yeah, yeah. She called me the other night, and she just lost her dog. So I think hearing from you would
Mm-hmm.
bring her a bright spot.
Yep.
Turbo passed away, and
Uh,
she's still lost without him.
yeah,
Uh,
I understand that.
do you know if Keith Michael is still around? Did you know Keith Michael enough to chit chat with him?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. We kept in touch for a little while even after the Dandies left. Um, but we kind of split ways and went different ways and stuff.
Yeah.
Because after Mike was in the service, him and I, went to California together and stuff and lived out there together for a while. So
Oh
Wow.
wow, I didn't know that. Hi,
Yeah.
Melanie.
So yeah, I mean,
I got a hold of Keith's mother. Maybe it's been a while. It's probably been 7, maybe 8 years, 9 years ago. And she sent a message to Keith, or called Keith and told him I was trying to get a hold of him. And his mom called me back, and he told her to tell me he wanted nothing to do with talking about the house. Which I don't know. He seemed to like it up there.
oh yeah, he liked the area, but a lot of strange things happened up there.
Yeah,
I know a couple of times, even us staying up at the trailer, him getting really scared at
yeah.
things going on.
Mike Neff is the same way. Will not talk about it. He said, Paul, what happened there? I want left there. I don't even want to talk about the house.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because I really would like to get their perspective of what they went through when the ashtray went flying across the floor.
Scared everybody.
Yeah, it did. Things like that happen.
Yeah.
And I just, I want to do the right thing for Clara. Uh, I'm old. You're getting there. So we know Clara's old, and I want her to go when she goes to join mom and dad. I want her to go peacefully, knowing that her story is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to, like at this time, the only thing that you would see ghost stories and stuff were all made up. There was no people looking into why things were happening. It was kind of just the start of getting the different institutions looking into psychic phenomena and stuff like this. So it
Hmm.
was all brand new to everybody at that time.
Yeah.
And to just hear the things that happened, like perfume bottles flying across the room and
Mm-hmm.
tappings and stuff and ashtrays flying across the room. Uh, um, seeing figures and stuff, it was all kind of new to everybody.
It
And a
was.
lot of people didn't know how to take it or, you know,
I
didn't
still
understand what was going on.
I still don't know how to take it, Randy.
Yeah.
Uh, the last time Mike was here, Sophia went to the house with me, which we were definitely against for the longest time. But she's a very, very smart who doesn't believe in ghosts. But she won't go to another room by herself, probably because of the mindset that this place is supposed to be haunted. But we were sleeping one night. The video is on the channel on the Facebook page. In November, she was in the main bedroom with me. Link was in Mary's room in her mom's bed because Angel donated her bed, and you can hear us loudly snoring. And all of a sudden, and you know the sound. I'll guarantee you, if you watch the video, it's very short, 16
Mm-hmm.
seconds or something. You'll hear it, and you're going to say, "Oh my God, I know what that is." Uh, I mean, I don't have to hide it from you so you go look at it, but there's 9 steps coming up the stairs. Loud, clumpy ass steps like you hear in that house, but nothing ever came around the corner when they got toward the top.
Hmm.
And I was waiting for something. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the video. I uploaded it. Excuse me. And somebody mentioned that I hadn't mentioned the footsteps. And I said, footsteps? What footsteps? And I didn't watch the whole video. When I watched it, it scared me. It really did. Because she was there.
Oh yeah. Let's see. The bathroom going down to the cellar.
Yeah,
There was always a lot of footsteps in that area.
yeah,
And then the pipe smoke.
yeah. And they're still smelling that. Some people are still smelling the pipe smoke and
Yeah,
Vicks.
Or perfume.
I
yeah,
got one.
perfume.
I got a really 2 times. August 17th this past year, smacked in the face with perfume while I was sitting on the porch. I was there alone. I was going to spend the night. Everything was fine. I didn't have any feelings of anything. It was a nice evening, calm, warm. Had the window open on the porch. Perfume hit me, and right away I thought there was somebody outside sneaking around like they all do. So I walked in the house, didn't smell it again till I got just before the living room, and it hit me again, strong. And those were the only two places on the porch and one's inside. Um, and then Vicks, like I say, people have told me they've smelled Vicks up there. People who haven't talked to other people, they don't know each other. And Laura lived with Vicks. She would put it on herself all the time. And Clara still says Laura would probably go to the house all the time now. Mike won't. Is that your opinion? Do you believe that Mike would not return to hang out like everybody's saying he is?
No, I don't think so. No.
Neither. He was not unhappy leaving there. I know that.
Yeah, he wasn't happy leaving there, but like I said, all the years that we were together, and even when he came back to Hinsdale to visit, he had no, he didn't want to go back to the house.
No, no.
No, there was, as far as there was nothing there at the house that he wanted, but he liked the area of Hinsdale.
Oh yeah, yeah. The area, and I love being up there. I mean, if the house weren't there, I'd still like to be in that area because it's so calming. It's a relaxing place to go, especially in the summertime. You can just sit in the yard, absorb nature, and not have to worry about cars going by or neighbor sounds or anything. And then it happens. And I can't blame Mike for not wanting to go up there and reliving what he already didn't want to live to begin with. So,
Yeah, but I think his memories of the house weren't anything that he wanted to go back to.
no, no.
Hmm.
What's your fondest time up there?
My fondest time up there?
Yeah, when it wasn't crazy, which was often. I mean, there were lots of days when it was absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean, oh, jeez. I think I remember, like sometimes just before school started, we go up there like the weekend before school started, a bunch of us, and we sit around, have a fire, um, have a barbecue. Everybody had a guitar or something, and sit around and sing and play music and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a lot of great times like that up there.
sure were. And then we extended it by going down to Thompson's, and
Yeah, that's
I,
right.
I had fun. I really did. I had fun watching other musicians. Hi, Dan. Dan Class is in the room. He said hi to Randy. Thanks so much for going love. All right, Dan. We're all love. Going live and talking about your experiences at the house growing up. Hi, Rhonda, Pam. But I miss Mike. I wasn't able to stay in touch with him, Randy, as you were.
Um,
I lost touch with Clara twice, and not anymore. I'm on the phone with her at least once a week, unless she decides to call me because she wants to talk for 2 hours.
yeah,
But right now, she does need to. Hi, Daniel. She does need to keep her mind keep her mind occupied with Turbo being gone, and I expected her to be in here tonight. I really did, at least to say hi. But
Yeah,
she's having a lot of trouble right now. She is, so a lot of physical problems.
yeah. I understand. Well, there's not much to her, anyways.
I know it. Jeez.
She's still 98 pounds, all soaking wet.
I just wish, I would get her out here if I could, but she can't travel anymore because she said there's nothing more that I would like to do is go to the house with you so we could do our own thing and talk. And because, Randy, when I don't even know if you really know what how bad it was for her. She came down in 2012, and there was a group from Canada that was going to make a docu movie.
Right.
They wouldn't let her on the property.
Yeah, I know. I talked to her one evening there when she was down here. Yeah, I don't understand that.
She got madder than heck at me because I was stuck. I was in Buffalo. They conned me into going to this para conference to give a lecture on the house and everything, which I did. And then I got a phone call from uh, Kevin. Kevin was his name. Kevin.
Yep, Kevin. Yeah.
Kevin. I got a phone call from him saying, "You know what? I don't know where you are, but this is all wrong." I said, "What's going on?" And he told me she'd gone to the house with him, and they told her to get off the property. I said, "What? This is her story. Who told her to get off?" And I was told some names, and those names have been denied to me. I don't know whether it was true or not, but finally, they didn't want to see her on the property, the film crew, until her and I could walk in together to get her reaction. And I told the lead guy, and I'll say his name, Bill Connolly from Edmonton, Canada. I said, "You will let her on the property now." And so they hemmed and hawed and kept passing the buck among the three of them. And she never got on that property until the last day she was here. We went in together, sat on the couch and talked. And she said that was her most memorable time of going there. And she should have been overlooking the entire project.
Right.
She should have been a counsel for it. But I'm going to make that up to her. I'm going to make everything everybody has ever burned her with right. And so is Dan. And I know Dan can do it because Dan's got the mind and the insight to be able to do it. I just saw a huge orb go by your head.
Mine?
I don't. Yeah, right on the left. It would be the left side of your head, the right side of my screen. I don't know if anybody else saw it. It was. I mean, it was big, same size as your head. I'm waiting to see if a reflection comes up from somewhere. That was kind of neat. Because you know me, I'm not one to go looking for orbs because 99.9% of the time it's dust.
Right.
If people understand how a camera really works, they would understand that.
Right.
Are you going to come up to the house with me sometime this summer?
Sure, I will.
He's going to be there. We got one day that is going to be like just hi, how you doing? June 21st. June 21st. Did you get Dan? Is the or Lake? Did you get that's all set for that next day?
I reserved the 24th also, where I wasn't going to originally, but the other day I just reserved the 24th also.
Okay, because Dan's here. I just want to be double sure because I changed the thing around so I could go up and see Mel, And then Mel called me back and said, I'm not, I can't go that day because it's been changed. So I just want to make sure. Maybe Randy will come up and help us paint.
Help you what?
Just teasing, paint.
Oh, sure. I love to paint.
We're going to paint Mary's room
All
pink.
right.
That's
Pink.
that's disgusting. Well, again, Dan wanted it to be a yellow, which is fine. And then I said, I told Claire we're gonna paint Mary's room. She said, well, you better paint it pink. I said, no, we're gonna paint it yellow. Oh my God. So I asked Dan if pink would be okay, and he said, sure, light pink. Because Mary, I'm sure, would make it hot pink.
Yeah, she probably would.
Tina has joined us.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
You know each other, right? Yeah, you know each other.
I met Randy back during the day of the filming.
Yeah.
Kelly put a comment in chat of a recipe.
A recipe.
Yeah.
I can't see chat because I'm on an iPad right now. So
Oh, that's all right. I need. That's Kelly send that to me on Facebook too, because I can't. I'm not able to. What is this crawling on my face or something? I can't
called
click.
hair.
I can't click on anything and copy it because I'm the host, and all I can do is show it. So I'll show everybody that you just sent me a recipe for shit on a shingle. Well, that's what they called it. Does anybody in chat have any questions for Randy? I bet you Dan does.
I don't like to hear them.
So Randy, why haven't you gone up to the house with us?
Well, a lot of times, I worked in the lab, so I worked, had 2 days off every week. They'd be one day here, one day there. I worked weekends, I worked holidays, and a lot of times it just didn't mesh.
Well, that's understandable.
So that was most of the time the reason.
You have more time now?
Yes, I have a little bit more time now. Yes.
There you go, Paul.
You're not retired, right?
Well, yeah, actually, I just retired, but I still work per diem.
Okay. Dan would like you to talk about Mike's car accident, what the cops thought.
Okay. So we were spending the night at another one of our friends' house, the Milkses, and Mike got up kind of early in the morning. Let's see, I think me and one other person were up, and he said he needed to go home. And I decided not to go with him, but he headed up for home, and it was probably a couple hours after he left that started getting phone calls trying to find out if anybody else was with him. Because when he had the accident, the state troopers said that his car swung around and hit the tree. Mike had actually gone up and hit the rear view mirror, but yet in the passenger side there was a head imprint in the windshield, like another person had gone up and hit it. They thought that there was another person with him. They started going around, and because we were such close friends, they thought that I was with him. And it just was, it took probably 2-3 hours to get everything situated so that we figured out that nobody was with him. And, see what was going on. So, anyways, he went to the hospital, ended up in Buffalo. A lot of strange things about that. Mike had an old Falcon. It was a cylinder.
Yeah.
And many times I went up that hill, and I think at that point of the hill, I could probably have run faster than that
Yep.
car could have gone up the hill.
That's what I've always told everybody. That car, everybody said, oh, he was speeding. I said, his car wouldn't hit 10 miles an hour going up that hill.
We'd start at the railroad tracks going
Yep.
full speed, and going up that first knoll, we'd slow down to, I bet you, 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then it kind of leveled off, and then the tree was right there. So I don't see how he would be going any faster than like 20 miles an hour. And to do as much damage as it did,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
He wasn't that kind of a driver either, Randy. I mean,
No,
he was a cautious guy.
yeah, he was very cautious.
And the road was always washboard anyhow. You couldn't get any traction on it, especially on the turns. But
Right, at that time it was a dirt road.
yeah,
So, during the spring and anything, it always getting kind of washed out and stuff. And then there was Clark Milks was coming down the hill one time,
oh yeah, I can already know what you're going to talk about.
and he came down the hill, and on the opposite side of the road of the ditch, there's a ditch, and the ditch was probably, I don't know, I'd say at least 3, maybe 4 feet deep on that side of the road, with an embankment going up. His car jumped that, had 2 wheels on the road, 2 wheels on the embankment, over the ditch, facing the tree.
Hmm.
Now, anybody coming down that hill, there's a left-hand curve.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have slid the other way and not the way that he ended up. And being a gravel road, even when you start sliding, you're going to go. That's like being on ice. It's not being like on pavement that's going to grip and send you back the other way.
Hmm.
So they're the 2 I know about for sure, but I've heard other people getting like flat tires and stuff right in that area also. But that could be just because there was an old farm and stuff there.
Yeah, I want to. While you mentioned the farm, I want to either uh, get this straight or not. The farmer who lit the barn right there across from where Mike went, did that guy indeed kind of hang on to the bumper of the car so it wouldn't go over the long embankment there? I was told that he knew Mike had the crash and he came running down his driveway and held on to the back of the car best he could to make sure it didn't continue going down.
Um, I'm not sure about that, but the way the damage, it looked like the tree was holding him up pretty much. I don't know if he would have slid, if the car would slide down anymore.
Okay. And Dan said, I've heard Mike had quite the joking personality, loved to laugh. Can you tell us more about his personality, his likes, music, etc.? And was he involved with any groups or clubs? Hi, Mike Johnson.
Um, well, yeah, let's see. The drama club we were involved in, involved in a band. Yeah, he was very happy-go-lucky, liked to have fun, was very intelligent. A lot of times we'd put him to the test of typing numbers in the computer and or into a calculator And a lot of times he could mathematically do it in his head before could punch the numbers into the calculator. So, but I know sometimes he had no common sense. Like he'd strain macaroni down the drain and have some macaroni go down the drain, and then wonder why it didn't go down through, why his drain got plugged up and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a guy he was. He was happy, very thoughtful. Um,
I know that one time he played a joke on me, and I mean, he was really. I had just bought I started using rock knocker drumsticks. And he said, "Oh, you were talking about those new sticks. Can I see them?" This is the truth. And I showed them to him. He took one of them and cut it in half with a. He used one of Clara's knives, cut it in half. He said, "Now you've got three, so you have an extra one." He knew I wouldn't get mad at him. I said, "What the hell are you doing that to me for?" He said, "Well, then just play with the short ones. You can play that good, can't you?" So I mean, he was a jokester. That's the only thing he ever did on me. But uh, I don't know. That's because I used to pull pranks on him now and then. Link just hung a Beatles big poster in his room last year, just to kind of let him remember.
and
I got a question, Randy. I don't know if you already answered it or not, but I know you were up there a lot. I know that for a fact. But did you have any terrifying incidents or one that you can remember clearly that you still to this day bothers you?
I guess probably the night that, kind of like they say, the whole everything broke loose at once. Um,
Mm.
got a call, asked if I could come up. I come up, and we were in the house, and what would happen is somebody would see something outside. So a few of us would get up and we'd run outside to see what was going on. And then eventually everybody would be outside, and then somebody would yell and scream and say that there's somebody inside.
Yep.
And that went on for quite a while. And to see everybody so terrified, so scared of seeing different things, but I didn't see anything. But just seeing them and the state that they were in really got to me. So I guess that's one of the worst memories I have about it. And then from that point on, it didn't matter if I went up there or not. I just couldn't calm things down. Things would happen if they wanted to or not.
This is uh, this is a good question, Randy. We've already spoken about this a little bit, but uh, Dan asked from what you said.
Hmm.
Was music?
I don't know what that is. It's not mine.
Oh, I don't know about, you know, after the family left and everything, I kept in touch with Mike over all the years. And him and I never talked about the house. I don't think deep in his mind, I think the house defeated him, and he resented that. But as far as him going back to the house, um, I don't think so. He had more bad feelings and bad things, memories at the house than I think he wanted to. So I don't know.
That's what Clara said too, that he would not go back to the house. He just wouldn't want to be there. Laura would. Laura would like to be there forever.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think Mike, not by his demeanor and stuff afterwards. I wouldn't. And spirit boxes and stuff like this. How would you know it was that Mike? Couldn't have been another one. I guess. I don't know how they work. How could you specifically?
Oh, yeah.
Pam Ward, Kiesel Smith said, "Who do you think the old woman is that hangs around the steps by Laura's room?" Well, I don't, Randy probably wouldn't know that. I certainly wouldn't know it. Maybe Dan. Maybe Dan could jump in
Yeah.
and address that because I don't know of any old woman at all except the one that I saw in Mary's room. I'm sorry, Laura's room, the living room, and that's it. That's all I saw was
Yeah,
two
that's the only.
females that looked just like women. They didn't look like ghosts. They looked like people. They always did.
Yeah, the old. That's the only old woman I know of too. Is the one that was either upstairs in Laura's room or in the living room or peering inside the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me one night.
Yeah.
It freaked me out. Ask Paul. We even had to go out and see if we could see her because it
Looking
was
through
freaking.
the window next to Beth's room.
It was the living room window, but closest to Beth's room.
Yep. Yep. That's where she always was.
And she freaked me out.
Yeah.
I made that. Paul goes, "Oh, you're just probably seeing somebody outside." I said, "Paul, I'm telling you, somebody just walked by the room, walked by the window, and looked in at us."
Well, don't worry. Paul freaked out when he saw it too.
Didn't I, though?
Yes, you did.
I went nuts that night. Even
Yep.
offered somebody who sat on that spring loaded cot a little bit of my milk that wasn't there. Jackie wants to know if you ever went swimming in the pond, Randy.
Of course. Being kids, of course you want to go swimming in the pond, right?
You go in there now, you're going to get eaten alive by 3-foot catfish. Those things are huge.
Huge.
Yeah. Yeah, one time or another, hot summer days and you're all together and doing something outside, you get hot, you want to cool off. Yes, went swimming in the pond. Don't think we ever did it at night though.
I don't think I would.
Let's see, it was Phil that always saw the lady dancing next to the water.
Yeah, the dizzy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dan
always
said,
dancing. Yeah.
Dan said when he asked Clara, she said he might come back to see Laura. And it's not 100% proof it's Mike, but just ironic that he passed and we started getting the name.
Right.
Where are we at?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We have to ask some specific questions to see if they could get some answers.
Oh, yeah. There you
Well,
go.
Mike, I don't. Mike, you said would it be? He might be or get possessed if he went back. Mike passed away, Mike. So even if he got possessed, we wouldn't know it.
Right.
Well, I would like to see if Randy went up there, if he would have any kind of pull on something like that, because if him and Mike were so close,
Oh.
that might be something that would bring that out if it was true.
Pam said the old woman took her over while sleeping upstairs in a master bedroom, and she's got the conversation on recording.
Interesting.
You can't get kids in the pond because it's gross. Oh, there's been lots of people in that pond.
See, I don't have all these problems that everybody else says.
Randy's a trigger object, Dan says.
I'm a trigger object. Well,
Hi, Jonathan.
you know,
Maybe you are.
He could be, yeah.
I wondered, I know that you guys have things going on up there and you have these overnight tours and stuff. I was always thinking about going up to him to see if anything would happen or not.
See, I'd
Would-
like to get Randy to go up with us.
Would I still
Put Paul
make
and him in the
things
same
not
room
happen,
together.
calm things down?
I'd like to
Because I
see you.
know when I was up there for the filming of the one thing, everything was calm then.
Yeah.
Twice now. But that wasn't in the evening, it was during the day. But as Paul knows, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, things always
No.
happen.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Do you recall there being any stone foundations on the property around the Dandy house, things like barns, stables, or anything?
I think there was a partial one where the old barn was for the farm. But when they destroyed most of it when they put in the pond. But as you come down McMahon Hollow, just before you get to the corner turning to the house, there was a stone foundation over there of what could have been a house and barn at one time.
Yeah.
I know of
Well, there
one
was
there.
a barn right by the by the supposed hanging tree.
Yeah, well, that's the one I'm talking about. But I didn't want to bring up the hanging tree because I didn't see it when I went up there.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
No.
But yeah, I remember, well, besides, I believe Clara thought she saw somebody hanging from the tree once. And I believe a couple other people did also.
And Tina's got a really, really
You
weird.
got it, don't you, Paul? You got the picture on your computer.
On my computer is like searching through a haystack.
Link's got it too. Because I sent it to him in messages.
Randy, you're always welcome on any tour. How
Just let
old
me
is,
know. Well,
how
thanks.
old is Randy? That's the third time that's been asked. How old is Randy?
How old am I right now? I'm 66 years old.
Dan says you're 29.
Yeah, I'll be 19 next week.
I wish. If I was 19, I'd still be in Olean. I wouldn't have left yet. I probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. Well, it's terrible. My body says I'm that old, but my mind doesn't.
Oh, no. My mind still thinks I'm 16. My body's telling me add 100 to that, bud.
But I've gotten a lot wiser over the years, though.
I don't know if I've done that. I don't think I can go that far. God, all the years that have gone by, 75 to 99, and I didn't see it until maybe 2010 before I ever seen you again. I had a billion questions for you, and I can't think of one now. Well, we covered some of the main ones, but
Yeah, and wasn't only the people that saw things; it was the dogs that were there too. Also,
yeah,
Dolly the skunk
Dolly,
would come
yeah.
out sometimes.
Kelly asked.
I'm bringing up all these things, huh? Yeah, the cats.
Did you know Tom Johnson?
Tom Johnson. Does not ring a bell. But to be truthful, I remember people's faces better than I do their names.
I do too. Oh yeah.
So, I might have met him, might have known him, but until I see his face and put everything together, I'm not sure at this point.
Instagram has disconnected the stream. Yep, right at an hour. They said it would happen.
So
Um,
let's see. The circle on the hill and the
yeah, where's it
ranching and
at?
stuff up
I
there.
never went up there, but you found it.
Yeah, Mike showed it to me one time. We went up there.
I wonder if it's where Sanford's son lives.
Oh, it was like you remember where Keith's trailer was, right?
Yeah,
Up on the hill.
yeah.
It was kind of it would
Out
be
back that way.
out of the back to the left of his trailer.
Okay. Well, I
Well,
think
there, and you'd get to the very top of the hill, and there was a circle with a stump in the center of it.
hi Ashley.
And
Yeah,
that's
I think Harry's property encompasses that area now, but Harry's a nice guy. He's really a super nice guy.
whether it would be grown over now or not.
Well, yeah, look at the field adjacent to the pond going toward Wagner. We used to, me and Tim ran from the pond all the way almost right up to the embankment for Wagner. You couldn't do that today.
Yeah,
You'd be running into trees.
yeah. That's where they'd hear all the chanting and stuff coming from up that
Mhm.
way, and the
Up
singing.
in that area.
Yeah.
And there was nobody up there. I mean, there was nobody living up in that area
No, there was just
on that
camps
side.
up there at that time. So, and it wasn't the type of music people would be listening to that era either.
Right.
Oh, the landscape around the house. Well, let's see there. As you're coming up the road, it basically used to be all field on the left-hand side of the road to the house, and then past the house, past the pond, all the way to the tree line where the woods started. I noticed that's a little bit different. And then behind the house is a lot different. It's a lot grown over. Before that was mostly fields with just small trees in. If you got up to that bank, you could see a couple of the cabins that were up on the
Yeah,
hill.
yeah.
And I don't believe you can see them anymore.
You can see Finney's cabin. You can't see that anymore.
Yeah.
The Finney's, one of the family members was a nun.
Yeah. And then the spring house used to be back behind the driveway.
Yeah. But you remember how the driveway would well, how it ends now. It's where Dan has it paved.
Right.
But you would go right past the house, and you could park almost the front end of your car all the way even with the back door.
Let's put it this way. When the Dandies lived there, the plow used to come up and plow it
Yeah.
and go into his driveway, keep on plowing all the way around and plow out his driveway while they were turning around. So it was big enough to get a snow plow in there and turn around in it and plow it out.
Yep.
Yeah. They did it just for a bottle of whiskey. Oh, don't laugh. A lot of things happened back then like that. You know,
I don't even think Dan has to do that. Dan, you don't have to give them whiskey, do you? They come all the way down to the road and make that pile bigger and bigger and bigger at the end of the road. Randy, the road. This is something I've said, and I don't know if I'm right. So see if my memory is correct. I think it is. The road is getting lower at closer to the house, is it not? Isn't the embankments because of the grading and the plowing? And
Yes.
it just seems to me it's about 3 feet, maybe more than that, deeper than lower than it used to be.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
'Cause I
because
used to come down there and you could see all the way across the field. You can't see across it now while you're driving.
right.
Hmm.
So it's and it only makes sense. I mean, when you gray a road every day or every month or whatever for 50 years, it's bound to disappear. Do you feel like the house is scary or hostile?
Hostile.
Okay.
Um,
Those are two good words to choose, too, scary or hostile, because something can't just simply be scary. But I think you're right. I think hostile, at least with one particular entity, it's definitely hostile.
right. Because it's not something scare you as like um, somebody blowing at the back of your head. That scares you. Um, but putting cigarette burn like things on drapes, that's hostile.
Yeah.
Putting a letter opener into a
Your
picture,
picture, yeah.
something flying across the room, doors closing on you, not, not before you get there, but on you.
Yeah. The
Like pushing
burners of
you out
the burners of the stove coming on when there's nobody
the
around.
ground, right? You know,
That's definitely hostile.
so things like that, yeah. So it's not just trying to scare you; it's actually doing more than that.
I'd like to have an honest to goodness Alex Tannis type psychic come in there and tell me what this thing is that screamed in my face. Everybody heard it. You know, as you said, Randy, we've had so many good times up there and quiet times, more quiet than bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can honestly say that it's there have been more peaceful days, peaceful nights. Balancing them out, you hear little nuances now and then, but uh, you can sit there and absolutely love the atmosphere of the house inside out, the property, and then using Clara's term, an umbrella night, just there it
Right.
is.
Yep.
As
The
long as
umbrellas.
it stays there. Did Mike ever talk about teardrop burn marks?
Yep. Uh. Oh yeah. He talked about them. Um. Not only on the curtains, but I think a couple of the kids got them too, Mike
Yep.
including. Yep. Um.
Tina
Yeah.
got
They
one.
talked about 'em. They they were more physical than they were painful.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Did they feel like itches? Did they feel like
Um.
they got bit or something?
No, they were more just there. They
Because
didn't.
I felt like there was an itch on me, and I told Paul that, and I went and I checked it because I thought I had a bite or something. And all of a sudden, there was this like burn mark on my leg. I showed everybody.
her daughter got the same thing.
Yeah, but did it really hurt other than
No.
No,
just when it
no,
happened?
no.
Yeah,
No.
that's the way they explained it is that
There was no
they
hurt
felt
about it.
they felt something was there, and then look, but then there was no pain or anything associated with it.
Mm-mm.
It was just there.
Hi,
Yeah.
Christine.
And yeah,
I had pants on when it happened,
right.
and when I took them off, it felt like it itched. So I looked down, and I'm like, "What is this?" And that's when Paul made a comment about that is basically what they had happen up there when they were up there,
Right.
and it was on my leg.
There's one from Rivendell Coin, Randy, for you. You can see that? Yeah, you got. Oh, you on the laptop, right?
Oh, the good station wagon?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Um yeah, that's one of my favorite events. Um that it was the time shortly after it came out in the paper and when everybody was driving up and turning around and trying to see their ghosts and stuff. So
Wanting to see ghosts and sitting at the table, and
yeah, so and you'd want to go chase these people away. There's nothing going on here. Go and we chased the people away, and we went down the road, and the road was a dirt road, but didn't really have any place wide enough to turn around on it. So you had to follow the road all the way down to the bottom of the hill,
yep.
where the other road met, so that you could turn around and come back. So that's what we had done, and we had been coming up, and it wasn't. It was kind of dusk, You still could. There still was a good enough light so that you could see in the car and stuff. And I turned to the just back seat to look if anybody was coming up or coming up the road behind us or anything. And just noticed that when we hit the bumps, the back seat kind of sunk in and rose back up. And I asked Mike if he felt anything, and he said, yeah, that he was being watched. And I said, well, yeah, I think there's something in the back seat with us, because I could actually see the seat of the station wagon, bounce up and down. And not only the seat, but the back where somebody had their back up against it. It was actually moving. Wasn't it wasn't my imagination or anything that happened. And
The,
Mike actually adjusted the rear view mirror so that he could see it too.
yeah,
So
it would move like if there was somebody that you could see, you wouldn't see that. But the somebody was there, and their imprint was
it was
moving
in,
with the bumps.
right.
I
So
remember.
yeah, so
Oh my
needless
God.
to say, we got to the house rather quickly after that. But you know, it really didn't scare me or anything. It was more interesting to me than it
Yeah,
was anything else.
yeah.
Hmm.
You didn't seem to scare even when. Well, I can't say that because when people were experiencing things, it bothered you. I don't think it scared you, but you were concerned because you were you concerned because everybody was seeing and experiencing things, or were you maybe just a little bit upset that you weren't? But then
Yeah,
when you did, you felt better.
yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, because like other than like just a couple of things, um, the incident in the car, and I think there was one other time, um, the dancing lady down at the pond I saw. Um,
Wow.
but other than that, most everything else was just a feeling. I really didn't mentally see anything. But to see everybody going crazy when they did see something, yeah, I felt bad for them, but yeah, I kind of also thought, well, why aren't I?
Yeah. Also in Claire's book, you mentioned that you and Craig were going to saw a headless man on the road. Do you think that was your pygmy imagination? I don't think Randy had an imagination. I still don't think Randy's got an imagination.
Um, Actually, it wasn't. Craig saw it, not really me. I was more of a feeling for me, but he described it as a person with their head laid open. It wasn't a headless man. Um, and it had been seen not only by him, but by quite a few other people. Um, at one point, I remember somebody had thought that they had hit somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the police and everything searching the area for what was described as somebody in there in blue jeans and stuff.
Alfred Cowell, Randy.
Yep.
I interviewed him. Alfred Cowell thought he hit the boy.
He didn't think. He said he knew he had
Well,
him.
he knew he hit him. He was absolutely sure because I even had the ambulance attendant who was there the night that Alfred hit the boy came to my book signing in 2009 at the library, and I was amazed that the ambulance attendant came. But yeah,
Yeah.
There
So
used to be a well house on the property, Dan. I know that for a fact. It was there when we went up there. Joe and Flo still had it there when we were there.
well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, Dan, where that cement that cement thing, that little bit of cement that's still there just before you walk up
the
to the
hill.
gifting tree. Yeah, that's the old well house. Here,
Yeah.
let me give you a picture of. I'll give you a picture of the original one here in a second when I can figure out where I am. I've got so many windows open. Uh, let me go here. Okay, I know where it is. Let me get off. Let me not be the dandy house and let me be Paul Kenyon for a minute on Facebook.
Yeah,
And
but
I'll.
there was a lot of people that saw that
Oh, it's going to be so far back here.
the person that was walking along the road um, in dungarees and blue jeans and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That he'd be walking through a field, and I know the one of the cabins up on the hill was rented by a policeman from Buffalo,
Hmm.
and he actually chased him once. Um, you
Didn't
know,
get.
didn't find him. Just like they just get to a point, and all of a sudden he just disappeared.
That's what happened to Mike, Laura, and Mary when he walked from the field from Mike's side of the house across their front yard and disappeared before he got to the pond.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, where is it?
yeah. So there's a lot of instances that happened, and sometimes it was, like before the house was mentioned as being haunted or anything too.
Okay, it's not this far back. I must have missed it, but I got to show Dan this because, oh, for crying out loud.
The source of the paranormal activity. Um, well, there's something up there in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really understand what it is, but I don't know if the energy from the people going up there kind of tend to set it off so it's able to do things, or whether there's one person there that can um, enhance what's going on, not knowingly. It's kind of hard to really pinpoint it, but there's something there, some type of energy there that gets tapped into, or
And it's almost like they want you there or they don't want you there. It's either it goes one way or the other.
Well, they
right.
want you there. They definitely want you there. They love you to death, and they can't stand me, or it can't stand me. There's only one thing I think that I have a problem with, and it's a major problem.
Yeah.
This is very,
It, is it that I don't know, they don't seem to have the energy that they do when I'm there? Is it because they want me there or they don't want me there?
That's what I'd like to see with you and Paul in the house together.
Good Lord.
well, we were there. We were there together for a while, but I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot.
it was hectic. It was hectic. You know, Nick Groff was interviewing all of his people and everything, and there was a lot of people there. So even if something was going on, as is the case every time when you get too many people involved in an investigation, you're not going to even notice it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't seem to find the picture of the backyard with the well house from 1970. I just had it in chat the other day, but I am going to show Dan something that he needs to see. So let me share this with the audience here. This is the exact spot. I am full screen. This is the exact spot right here where Alfred Warren Emerson was hit with the buzzsaw 3 hours before he passed away at Cuba Cemetery. And they put up a little memorial here, and you can even tell by the wood a lot of it's still pretty old, but I don't think it's the original. They did put up a little shrine there, and they've been adding to it ever since, or at least keeping it up.
And you have to realize the time when he was there, he probably went hunting and stuff through that area.
Oh, sure, there was
And the
nothing.
way and the way he died was so fast and so traumatic. I mean, that's very possible. He's just kept on continuing what he normally did.
And plus, he also helped out the other farmers on the area with doing their haying and stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that big field in front of the house on the left side as you're going up just before you get to the house. The Emerson family helped with that every year. That the other field adjacent to it on the other side of coming up McMahon, the Burlingame farm. They all work those farms together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were told that by Alfred's brother. He said they used to travel from one farm to the other, just helping each other.
Yeah, when I was growing up, we actually did that too. There was 3 or 4 farms right around our area, and we'd always rain's coming, so everybody's got hay down. Let's start here and keep on working. So I did that too when I was younger.
Maybe these pictures are in my downloads. Why is it not opening? There we go. No, they're not there. Geez, I want to show this to Dan so bad, and I wish Jonathan were on tonight. And then, well, he would still have to go through that long chat anyhow. I know that's where I put it, but I can't find it. The well house from 19. Well, the picture was from 1970. In the back of the house, the completely barren yard, no grass, no anything, where you could drive all the way out past the pond.
Yeah.
No, Tina doesn't have any. Oh, Tina, my dad. Tina, my dad. No, Tina doesn't have any brothers. I don't know where the heck that is. I mean, my God, I've done so much research in the last month and a half that I've got about 500 new pictures on my computer, and I put them in. Oh, never mind. I think no, never mind. I can't remember.
Oh, I sent you one on your Facebook for that picture of the tree.
On my Facebook, on my wall,
No, in your messages.
Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. There it is. Uh, I got to go to this monitor, go to that monitor. I'm going all over the different monitors. I can't make it much bigger. This is the kind of picture that people need to see it up close with their own eyes. But when you look up in this area here, you can actually see a face. You can see the nose, the mouth open, and there's what looks exactly like a rope going around something. But you can see two eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the eyes are buggy too. This is a digital photo, so it's not something that was put
Yeah, it
into
was back in the day when we didn't have uh, the cameras that we do now. We had to actually take pictures and have them developed.
I wish I had the camera or the picture that Tim and I took of the guy that we chased across the field, first thinking it was Phil. That was a Polaroid, and it went to Father Alan Alex Tanis the night he came up in the fall of '73 and went to Dr. Osis to the New York Psychical Research Center, and we never saw it again.
Yeah, just like the movie he made, huh?
Oh my God, Randy. 2 days of filming and interviews and everything else, and nothing ever came of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I had undergraduate students running all over the place at both of the TV stations at NYU trying to thank you. Trying here you go, Dan. If you, I hope you're still here because I now all kinds of people are helping me out here. And here's your well house right down here in the corner. Oh, what is this? Why is that stupid picture still there?
I don't know.
Well, that doesn't make it. Let me get out of there.
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, but why is the picture Tina sent me still in the picture of that picture? Eh, somehow your picture assimilated into the picture of the house sent by somebody completely different. Look at this. There's two pictures here. The one you sent me and the one Jonathan sent me. There's Jonathan's picture. There's your picture. They're in two different messengers, but there it is. There's the well house right there in the corner. That's where they got their water. That's where I stepped on the damn cement part of that thing and shoved a nail from the middle of my foot through the top of my foot.
Look how big that property looks.
Yeah, because it's all dirt. But we used to drive. I'm sorry. We used to drive into the drive. Well, look at you can see how it's flat. But we used to drive in here and park all the way over here by the back door. And also, that back door, there was a mud room there.
yep.
Randy, still make the mud room, or did they continue working on the house before they moved in?
Uh, no, I think
I was there.
I think the mudroom was there when they purchased it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So maybe KG added it because it's not in this picture.
Yeah. And they just used the back door. They never used the
Yeah, they never
front
used.
door.
Nope.
Right.
And that same door. Look at that. It's the same damn door now is what was there
So
then.
there then.
That 3 window door. And Clara asked me
Yep.
the other day. She said, "Please go in there and see if my dog marks are still on the door." When they were trying to get the guy who didn't even exist when he was trying to get into the house when Mary was home alone.
Right.
That scared the hell out of Mary. Why is that picture in the picture?
I don't know.
The house is probably doing it.
Watch, you'll open it up later and it won't be there.
Look at. Oh my God! You know why that you? Okay, guys, look at it again and look what's in the driveway now.
Yeah. Look what's in the driveway now.
There's Clara's station wagon. Can I, if I make this bigger, is it bigger for them? I wonder.
It looks the same here.
Okay, I didn't think so. I'm just making it bigger on my screen. Who the hell? I keep getting messages. Oh, I have to close that so I can see. Thank you, sir. And now I got the dandy house up there. What did I lose? My aunt told me about the police officer chasing someone, and that is peeing standing up. What? What? Dan's peeing standing up? Uh, just going through the chat, guys. So apparently my mom. Oh, Pam said that picture is awesome. You messaged me for so check my messages. Okay, I'll do that now in a few minutes.
While he's doing that, Randy, Clara mentions in her book one night when a bunch of the kids were over, she said there was always tons of kids over and they were sleeping all over the place, living room, you know. And I was wondering if you were there the night that Mike's room had that commotion in it where Phil had to go get the bottle of ammonia. I think he was out of the little ammonia capsules, so he had to just get the bottle.
Uh,
Who's that?
Like,
No,
okay, yeah. There was quite a few times when there was a bunch of kids around, always laying around.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to see if he could wake somebody up, if I remember right.
I thought Clara had said that there was a bunch of commotion in the bed and the end table, on the end table furniture stuff was dancing, and one of the guys that was in the bed at the time he fell out of the bed. It was so bad, and he was apparently a big guy, whoever this was, and he was much stronger than Phil, and but he was awake enough. He was not in a trance, but he was overtaken by what was going on in the room with the furniture dancing, and but he was awake enough to know that it was Phil, and he didn't plug him because Phil was trying to get this kid out of to come to, and the guy, I don't have the book right next to me, but the kid that was in the bed knew enough that it was Phil, so he didn't hit him because Phil just got his finger cut wide open and had to have stitches put in because he got a cut on some car accident or something that Phil had.
Right.
And I just didn't know if you were there that night, and because I heard that was a lot of commotion that night.
Yeah, I don't remember it, so I don't know if I
Okay.
was there. Um,
From the way she
but-
talks in her book, it sounds like you would have remembered that one.
right.
With all the noise and it was just horrible, I guess.
Yeah.
Blake Rivendell said, was that the time that Craig was in a trance when he was looking for the horses and asked where his pa?
Oh yeah, I don't remember if that was the same time.
Hey, pa was with Jimmy Bob.
Yeah, Jimmy Joe Jim Bob, right?
Yeah, I don't remember that one, so I
Okay.
don't know if I was there or not. But yeah, I remember hearing of it about the smelling salts and stuff and
Oh yeah.
ammonia, trying to get somebody around. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I hear they use that a lot on the kids, like when Beth would be out or in a trance or whatever, was always overtaking her, this and that. They would get the smelling salts or ammonia capsules and bust it open. But I think he ran out, and so he just resorted to a bottle, a jug of ammonia.
right. I remember Beth getting freaked out about some animal would jump on her,
Yeah.
and she would just call it the fuzzy thing,
Yeah,
and
the fuzzies. Yeah,
and it was mean. It wasn't
Yeah. On her
wasn't
bed. I think it was on
wasn't
her
nice.
bed.
Yeah, it was on her bed, and she'd knock it off and
Mm-hmm.
never hear it hit the ground.
Yes.
And then
Bingo.
she'd wake up yelling and screaming. Then I remember one night her coming out of the room. Well, we thought she was sleepwalking. It would be the best way to describe it. Came out of her room, was mumbling something, went in the kitchen, was doing things with her hands and stuff.
making dough or something like she was making bread.
Yep. That would be the interpretation of it. Yeah.
We did that scene in the 2012 docu movie.
Yep.
And then, and at that point, I think her dad and her mom, I think, brought her into the living room and had her sit down. And there was a metal cot that three of us were just sitting on the cot. And they had her sit down. And when she sat down, the cot just crumpled, just like there was a huge weight went on it.
Yeah,
Um, that was kind of strange. And then I think it wasn't very long after that they got smelling salts for her, and she came out of it and wondered what was going on.
did the
Yeah.
kids did the kids take a lot of ridicule at Hinsdale School?
um, a lot of kids were told to stay away from us because they thought we were drug addicts and that we were
Yeah, yeah.
um, all high and taking drugs and just making things up and doing weird things. And we were probably most of the kids that weren't doing anything, and
Yeah.
our
No.
type of fun was sitting around a campfire and making music, because most of us were musicians in one way or another,
Yeah.
and everybody always had a guitar, um, you know carry
Dave
sticks around and stuff. So
Dave Thompson was always singing and
yep, we were always
playing
singing
piano
stuff,
if he
and
had one in front of him.
that's what we did.
Yeah.
And
Now there
not
were no drugs around there. Not I could vouch for that.
and
And
not like the other kids that went out and stole and broke into the school and smashed a bunch of
no,
things.
just a bunch of happy kids. That's all it was.
Yeah, and we were just
Very close too.
yeah,
Everybody was close.
just trying to help out the family as best we could. If
Yeah.
trying to do something. Like they'd smash the car, we'd go to the junkyard and try to find a fender and stuff and come and pull the broken fender off, the wrecked fender, and put the new one on. I mean, there was quite a few times we did that to cars.
Did that right out in the backyard. I remember
Yep.
that when the first time I brought my son Joe over. Everybody was working on the car, and we drove home very slow because that was a bad day in the house.
Yeah.
That was the day when I was whatever the heck it was that thing didn't want me around. And it's funny because Laura was the one who forewarned me. She looked at me and I looked at Laura and I knew she was trying to say to me, "Get out of here." I knew that. You knew that about her. She had a way with the house, or the house had a way with her. But I grabbed the bassinet, and as soon as I did, Clara knew, oh my God, it's starting again. And you know when that crap's coming when the family was there.
Yeah. I don't. Laura was always had something to do with the house. I don't know.
I told Clara she was the heart of the activity, and Clara used to argue with me. And now she's starting to believe that maybe she had a little more to do with it than she wanted to believe or accept. Maybe I don't know
Yeah. I don't. I don't know. It just she knew things about the house. I think
that we didn't,
that we didn't,
and
and it
she
was
kept
just things that came to her, not necessarily.
right, right. That's what I mean. And she kept it to herself too, Randy, because if she was being bothered by something, she'd leave her room and go on the couch.
Yeah.
She wouldn't run to mom like Mary. Mary would run to mom immediately if a fly bumped into her. But Laura just dealt with it. I miss that little girl. I really do.
Yeah.
She was my barometer.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of miss them all.
Well, it really bothers me that I won't be able to ever see Mike. I mean, I reconnected with Mary and even Tim. I reconnected with Tim too. But we don't talk because he won't talk about the house because it would tarnish his career in the Air Force or the uh, Army Services. I'm not sure what branch he was in now.
Wasn't he in the Air Force?
God, forever he made way high up rank,
Yeah.
flying around and having fun. And Beth won't even talk to her mom. And
Yeah. That kind of surprised me.
they were
But
like sisters when Beth was 16. They were like older sister and younger sister. Now Beth won't even
right.
talk to her.
Yeah. They were close.
I don't know. That poor woman has gone through too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has.
I wish I could just get her to move back here. I'll take care of her.
Yeah.
But I don't know how easy it is to move with 7 or 8 cats. I don't because she ain't gonna leave them. Well,
Wow.
we've almost hit the 2 hour mark. We got any more to do? Anything Randy would like to close with, maybe?
Yeah. If there was something that's been on your mind that we haven't asked.
Something maybe that you would like to see closure on, Randy, after all these years.
She's gonna make me think about this, huh? Um,
You know,
you
so
know,
much.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna get closure on this thing because
No.
I don't think there's any way that we're going to be able to get down to what really is going on up there. There's
I know that for me, Alex Alex after the exorcism, and I still don't know what the hell he means or what he meant by this, but and it doesn't even make any sense, and it's not like I'm trying to profess something because I don't know. But Alex said to me in his deep, dark set eyes, the house wants answers from you. And I still don't know what the hell that means 51 years later. I don't know anything about the place other than what I experienced, what they experienced, what you experienced, and what we all went through as a big extended family. I don't know.
you know there I think there's a lot of different entities up there. Um, I think there's one bad one
Yeah.
that is kind of hanging on to everything up there. And in order to figure out how to separate um, the people that just passed away in that area and still are there, their spirits, to get to the evil one or the one that's really causes problems. How, I don't think there's going to be any closure and how to do that, how to communicate with it. If it
The
really is evil, you really don't want to communicate with it.
No,
I
you
mean,
don't. I mean,
they tried to cleanse the house in a Catholic manner, and actually that never helped. It helped for a while, but the entity was able to come back. So there's something there besides just the
I I personally, Randy, want to. I I I don't even know how to put it. It sounds lame how I put it, but I want to. I want to go head to head with it. I want to know what it wants from me because it wants something. I know that. Clara feel she tells me stop it. Don't keep going. It's going to be bad. I mean, so far everything's been fine. Yeah, okay. One time, the world from the world of air punched me and almost knocked me out, broke the mirror off of Tina's van. What caused that kind of stuff? I don't know. Because I don't believe that kind of power exists once you're gone. I know energy is energy, and depending on the amount, the how it can be funneled into such strength as to punch somebody. And I taught karate 14 years. Not afraid of nobody. That scared the shit out of me. Not just because it was no one in front of me. And when I ran up the stairs and, kidding around, when one of the groups was there and I said, hey, 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 dum dum. And when I walked into Clara's bedroom, as soon as I took that turn, something right in front of my face screamed, come here. I didn't come here. I was downstairs in like a second. And that's
yeah,
all
Yeah.
on tape. All of that's on tape. And I know it hates me, and I know I need to confront it, and I know I need to find out what it wants from me or what. Oh my God, I just Freudianly slipped and said what it wants from me.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
it's
I just got
Maybe.
chills too, and I don't get chills. I
Yeah.
don't get chills.
you
Well,
know
I was thinking maybe in June we'll have to hit that one, hit it on the head.
No, I'm going to have a very calm and heartful talk like you did on August 17th and said, whatever it is that I can do to ease whatever you have. And it felt great. I got there at 3 in the afternoon.
Right.
At 9 o'clock, I smelled the perfume, quarter to nine. At quarter to 12, something told
Mhm.
me, get the hell out of there now.
Just like that.
And it was just like I took a sip and then somebody said, hey, like that. And I knew I had to leave the house or something bad was going to happen. I sat in the driveway. I was still going live, and I felt like a loser. I felt like a quitter. But I might not be here today if I had stayed. I really think that.
It's funny how some people are drawn to the house,
I'm not. I could care less about it.
but you always go back.
Liar.
But no,
There.
no, 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 no. There ain't no liar about it. It was a year that I didn't go up there. That
And how many
neither
times
one
have
of
you
us
gone up since?
with Link. That's it. And two openings for Dan, and once with you with the girls, the class.
The
How many
class.
times have I gone up there in the last year?
Same with me, except when I go up with Link.
Mm,
Same number of times.
The
I went up
only
there
time I
twice.
go, the only time I go up is when I'm asked to go up.
I'm asking you right now. Let's go tomorrow. We'll kick the group out and we'll go in.
Kick the group out.
So I'm not drawn to it.
Well, another thing that I can say that I'm not drawn to is Dan has asked me a million times to open. I say no. I've been invited by other groups to come up there and spend some time with them. I say no. I don't go. I'm not afraid of anything up there, but I don't
Uh,
want to repeat. I don't want to repeat of what happened. But I will challenge it. We go up in June, I'm sleeping in the so-called portal of the house, the closet. I'm going to sleep on a mattress in the closet and say, "Come get me, goddamn you! I'm here."
Paul, that sounds great, but there's no challenging something you can't see.
Well, I can chat. Why not? I've done it
Just
before.
be careful because it's using your energy against yourself.
I know that, but I'll make sure that I've had a lot of melatonin, so it won't get the energy from me.
Oh,
Got to
no,
mellow out, be calm.
I was the 17th.
I say that all the time. Show us some
I
respect.
I talked for a good. I would say. Hi, Colette. I talked for a good 40 minutes and said I'm sorry. I've been aggressive. I'd like to make amends. Let's
hmm
bygones be bygones. Can we talk? I'm spending the night tonight, and everything felt great after that. That was like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. At quarter to 12 that night, I knew it's time to leave. Just like somebody told me, uh, that thing's going to be shut down here pretty soon. You won't have any power. You better just go ahead and leave.
Okay,
I,
right.
here's a question I have for Randy. It's a question I'll say over and over again because I have my own feelings on it. Do you think it's the house is haunted, or do you think the entire land that the house is sitting on is haunted?
I think it's the area. I don't think it's the house itself. I think it's the area.
I do too. I don't. I think if you took the house down, it would only
It's
make him
still
more
there.
angry.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would go away. If anything, it's going to make it worse.
Yeah, the house just seems to be like the gathering place.
Yep, I
I
agree.
think it. I think it might be the home for the one, at least a settling spot for the one. It might be his place of. I don't know. I won't say home, but a place where he can antagonize others, take his anger out on whatever may come.
But then again, Paul, that angry whatever was outside the house in the driveway.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's not just inside the house.
It was in the driveway, all right.
And how many times did we see the black mass pass that driveway in full human shape?
Yeah. This question, Randy, I just like your opinion on this one. My feeling and my research says absolutely not.
What would there probably be an Indian burial ground?
Why would they be up there? They settle by the water. They don't settle up on top of hills.
Right. They stay more in the valley next to rivers and stuff, so they have fresh water and can fish and stuff like that. Um, but would they go up on a hill to make a burial ground? I mean, I haven't heard
That's a good, yeah, yeah.
of any Indians around here that actually did that.
No,
Right? Would
I
would
talked
that
to
be a
a
question
shaman.
for the Senecas and stuff to see?
I've already had a shaman talk to me. He was 77 when I talked to him. That's Sherry Jemison's grandfather, and he told me there is no way, I can assure you, our tribe would never, any of them, have settled up in that area. Settled is one thing, burial ground is another. Maybe they did, but
Yeah,
why not on the other side of Hinsdale, on over by where the buffalo, the
farm is, yeah.
yeah, over in that area too. There could be some over there.
Yeah.
But I researched the Federalist. I've gotten newspapers of Hinsdale. Did you know Hinsdale had three newspapers?
Yeah, it was a real big town at one time.
Yeah, there was a weekly newspaper put out by three different publications. And now I might have a line on one complete year of those papers I can get my hands on. There's got to be some kind of information I can get out of that. I just day before yesterday picked up the names of every settler from 1821 through 1839 or 39 who first settled the area. Everybody. They say it's a very compiled and very concise list of every settler in Hinsdale from 21 through 39. So now I just got to go through all those names and see where everybody was settled at, what what locations in Hinsdale, because they were all parcels at one time,
Right.
and there weren't too many up where the Dandy House is now. Very few, none in the 20s. Nobody up there with the maps that I have. So I'm going to the county seat and seeing what I can find there.
Good luck.
It's a lot of work, but you know what? It's got to be done because I want to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And I know Dan does. My God, I know Dan does.
We've only been going up there how many times, Paul? In the last years.
14 years. It's we've gone up over 2,000 times in 14 years. I've been there 5,000, 4,900, 5,200 times. There isn't any part of that land they can't walk with a blindfold on, or in the house, or anything else. I'll probably trip and fall on my face, but at least I know the lay of the land. And Randy should be saying, but you're not drawn to it. You've been there 5,000 times.
Yeah.
Somebody said there were ley lines. Again with the stories, there are supposedly ley lines that almost connect the Devil's Triangle, but that's another thing. I don't take any what do you call it to. Terry, it's been a long time since you were up there. Come on back. Few years. It's been a lot more than few. Yeah, there's lots of sandstone around there. Shale, sandstone. I don't know about quartz, Randy. You're the
I don't know. Have to check out the geology, but
I know there's sandstone, limestone, sandstone, shale. The whole side of Wagner Hill up there where the kid got hit by Alfred Howell is all that.
yeah.
Hmm.
Wait. You love to sleep in the house, huh, Colette? Well, leave Liverpool and come on over. What is it, a 10-hour flight?
Should be
12
longer.
hours?
Yeah.
I'm hearing us somewhere. No,
Were
it's
you?
another room.
Hmm.
Anybody else got anything that would they like to ask?
Well,
Maybe the ghost want your drill.
Natural
Well,
gas.
why not? We do have a lot of oil wells around here everywhere. Look at
Yeah.
Olean. Olean was nothing but oil tankers. North Olean was nothing but, oh my God, hundreds of oil tanks.
Yeah, and there's some gas wells on the other side.
Yeah.
Hands
Oh, yeah.
down. Yeah.
I'll
wow.
drive down through Allegheny. You'll see them all through the hills.
Yeah,
Wow.
Pennsylvania too, all around this area.
Hmm.
Here's something from Melinda, Randy. I'd love to show you a video to see if this is how anyone acted in their trances.
Wow. That would be cool to see.
I definitely can hear you talking somewhere.
7-hour flight? That's not too bad. I have a question that I ask all of Danny Kid's friends. Well, then ask it. Don't tell us you got it. Ask it. Sleeping bag, Nancy.
Oh God,
Nancy has to bring that sleeping bag.
that was one hell of a night. Whew.
I have a question I ask all the Dandy's kids' friends. Yeah, I know wind turbines are everywhere, Mike. What's your question, Nancy? Get your big fat thumbs on your keys.
Oh my
I
God.
know how I know how slow she types. I watched her in the kitchen. Doop, doop, doop.
When I talk to her, it takes forever for her to answer.
Quit picking on her.
Well, you're the one picking on her first.
She's probably sitting there laughing right now. I know she is while she's typing.
When was the last time Melinda was at the house?
Twins Stan and Helena had a spot on Camp Road.
Helene
Man,
sounds familiar to me.
I think I was asked this before. Oh,
I don't remember that one.
like I said before, I met a lot of people, and
Oh,
I'm more of a face person than I am a name person. It's very possible I could have, but
I'm the same way. I remember faces. I don't remember names. You could introduce me to somebody, and 5 minutes later, I forgot their name, but I'll remember them 10 years later and say, "Hey, I met you at Randy's barbecue."
yeah. Yeah, we used to sleep outside. I mean, you know, your kids growing up and stuff, you always want to spend the night outside and stuff. Did quite a few nights, actually.
Randy, I do have a question for you. Where the hell's my milk truck?
You
Where's
what?
your what?
Where's my milk truck for the band? They gave it to Keith. Now I just found an article about a group that was at the house I think 9 or 10 years ago, and they mentioned a milk truck that was one time on the property. There was never a milk truck on the Dandy's property except for mine. It was painted black. It said
Not that I
Blackstone
remember
Jury
either.
on the side, and I can't find it. I've used Google Maps to go that whole area. Keith took it out to a field somewhere, ran the hell out of it, and left it there.
Oh my God.
Same thing I did with Tim's old car.
Why would anybody do that?
Because the car wasn't going to be used anymore. Or not, well, not Tim's car, Mike's car. Put a brick on the gas pedal and let it go in circles in the field until it died.
Hmm.
But I want my milk truck. I got to find it.
I don't know what you're gonna do with it. Probably drive it.
Take a
but
picture of it. Anybody
Well,
else?
I'm just happy that I got to meet Randy Carr. He's been written about in books and talked about, and yeah, it's incredible. I was actually shocked when I found out this guy Paul was alive when I
Yeah.
was reading about it. Yeah, I think it's very cool.
So how did you get involved with the house?
Well, I heard about it and read about it. I think the first place I saw it was Facebook or something online, and then I would always hear other people talking about it. And then Dan had some, I think it was live stream camera angles on Facebook. So I would watch that at night with a bunch of friends because it would be an 8-hour broadcast, and you'd hear things and see things. So it piqued my interest. And then I found out that the Dandies owned it. And I found out that there was a guy named Paul involved. And then I found out they both wrote books. Then I bought their books, and it just spirals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he can't stop from going back.
So there again, the house calls to some people.
Right. And Clara
Yeah,
said,
he's not an investigator anywhere. He only comes here,
yeah,
and
that's probably worse.
he comes all the way from Wisconsin. He got stuck investigating here 2 or 3 times a year. That's a lot of driving, a lot of cash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he goes
Yeah,
out.
Link, why don't you ever fly out to like Buffalo or Erie and then just have somebody pick you up?
I have too much, a carload of stuff.
Oh.
And then he went out and bought a 16 camera system he puts 3 cameras in the driveway, a camera in every room, a camera up on top of the hill, a camera out at the cemetery, 2 cameras at the pond. You couldn't walk on that. Well, I guess he does it that way because that's the way his work is. You got cameras every 3 feet.
Right. But Clara says that if you have an addictive personality, avoid the place like the plague.
Yeah.
Kelly Chafee said she and Phil are only 3,000 feet from the house via the woods.
Wow. So then
Yeah.
I will bet you my life that the people where she lives, that they have experienced stuff in their life.
Kelly, you both worked at the YMCA, correct?
They worked at the SPCA.
Yeah, the SPCA.
SPCA. I meant the SPCA, not the YMCA. An idiot.
Kelly's the reason I got Foxy.
Yeah, I don't know why I said SPCA or YMCA. I guess I'm thinking of Trump's song or something.
That's the Village People, Paul.
Yeah, I know, but it's Trump's song now.
Oh, it is. Well, I wouldn't know.
Oh, by the way, Paul, he won South
My
Carolina tonight.
Of course he did. He's going to win everything, but they'll still try and do everything they can to keep him out of office. I'm not talking politics.
Not me
Kelly
neither.
Kelly says she has stories. I'm sure she does.
Yeah. Because it's the
Does-
area, like
Does Phil
Like
still
Randy said.
rent the house out every Halloween still?
I
know
think
Phil,
so.
Phil used to rent the house out on Halloween.
Wait, which way from the woods? Which way from the house? Are you up on the hill?
would be towards Olean from the house, up on
Oh, going up Wagner?
Yeah, it has to be.
Plank Road. You know where Plank Road is?
Yeah.
Yeah, over
what?
that way.
Isn't that
Sherlock
behind?
Hollow up there, Plank Road up that way.
Oh, okay.
So it would be west of the house?
You know what, Randy? When I get to the house, I don't know east from down. I don't know why, but I don't know which way is.
It's very disorienting. Yes.
I don't know. For me, it's
So many
like my
curves
compass.
going up.
Even if somebody says that's north, 10 minutes later my compass turns around and I go, that's north, right? That way. I don't know where I am. We have a house in the UK in Pontefract that it's a normal house, 30 East Drive. It's supposed to be very haunted by a monk. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put it on the screen. But it's not it's not that active, and there is no evil monk there. I know a lot of paranormal groups have been there and nothing has happened. I think it's been ghosted out. On top of Underwood. Oh, Underwood, okay.
Yeah, I always call that one. I'm driving up Underwear Road when I'm live, and I always try to make jokes, because
Yeah, but you never go on that road.
no, but I'm passing
You go
that
past
road.
it. Yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny too, Randy, because every time I go by Mike's spot, I think of it as Mike's spot where he had the accident every time.
Yep.
And then I finally stopped there with Link to show him this is where it was because he never knew. Everybody knows he didn't know, and he'd been here a million times.
It's funny that the tree's still there.
Yeah. Yep.
That's one big tree.
Yeah.
It was,
Clara, I'm gonna give you hell tomorrow.
I
I expected to see Clara Miller come into the chat. Well, last time it was 6 o'clock Eastern time, which is 3 o'clock her time, and she really can't sit for very long, and she will not use her cell phone. It's been on the bathroom counter for a year. So I'm going to tell her that we all talked about her tonight, and
she can go out.
And from reading her book like 17 times and reading Paul's book for 17 times, I feel like I know them. They just
oh my God, I got dizzy. I thought the room was turning on.
I'm spinning around.
He's in one of those circular restaurants.
My granddaughter's got to go to bed, and she's got to walk up the stairs.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't want to be seen.
Oh, good night, granddaughter.
Good night, granddaughter.
Good night.
Yeah.
Oh, Randy, I met your cousin. I work with her.
You met my what?
Krista Kotwitz. She works at Allegheny.
Now you're making me think.
She lives over in Cuba area.
I like doing that to Randy. I love making him think.
Oh, Krista. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Krista. She's one of
Yeah.
my good friends.
Mama's Danny and Nancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just takes me a while to put everything together.
Yeah, we talk about you once in a while. She's like, yeah, he doesn't go up to the house. I'm like, well, he needs to.
I was just going to ask you, Melinda, if I could put that up, but okay. I wouldn't. I would never have anyhow unless you said put it up. Do you want me to maybe pass this to Randy, perhaps? Because it won't go anywhere. It's going to stay on my computer. Actually, it won't even stay on my computer. I'll take it off.
What do you want to ask?
She's got a. I've got a video that was messaged to me that she'd like you to see, but she doesn't want it public.
Okay.
I understand that.
Well, she can send it to you, and then you can send it to Randy.
I've already got it.
Yeah.
I'll send it to Randy's wife, seeing the fact that he doesn't have a Facebook.
No, I don't.
How come?
Why?
You know, that's the Randy I know. That's the Randy I knew from 50 years ago. Why?
Oh yeah.
You've got the philosophy that makes more sense
Yep.
than 90% of the people I know, and I've always felt that. I've always felt that way.
The only reason she has Facebook is so she can keep track of the kids and what they're doing.
Yep.
You know? See, we have no record of our crazy things that we did when we were young.
Right.
I mean, everything is simplified with you, and I respect that so much. I mean, like if I were to say, you can't eat that hamburger without ketchup, and you'd look at me and say, why?
It's better with mayonnaise.
Oh, now I got you. I agree with you there. I agree there. Well, I use both ketchup and mayonnaise.
Never.
Thick too, really heavy.
Yeah, the hamburgers you get at McDonald's nowadays, you probably need everything and their brother on there. They're nasty.
So, I have a question for you. Why didn't Clara ever say anything to me about being their ghost chaser until real late?
I think she thought you took it for granted that you were aware that you were, because when you came around the house, unless it was a solid umbrella night, if there was activity and Randy Carr walked in the door, the activity said, ah, shit, we got to go. It was as simple as that.
But
it really
it was normal for me to walk in and it being normal.
It was always normal when you were there, unless, and I don't know, I might be being arrogant saying this, but it was normal until I became an idiot. And that's when you were able to experience some things, because you never experienced anything.
That's right.
Very rarely. I bet you experienced, let me just guess, maybe 5 or 6 things in all the time you were there.
Yeah, possibly that many.
And that's what I experience when I'm there with Tina.
Okay, so I want to say something. And all the time that you were there, and basically you were there all the time, and you only experienced 5 or 6 things. And Paul and I, over the thousands of times we've been there, have only experienced a handful of things. How is everybody being able to experience all this extra stuff that I'm like, what? That makes no sense.
Why don't you go upstairs?
You know, every time they go there, something else is happening to them.
All right.
Or is it their
do is
thought that it's happening?
But let me do it quickly, please.
You mean imagining it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagination can run way with people. I mean,
Let me
you think you want to see something, so you're going to.
let me say one thing. Hang on, honey. I got to walk her upstairs because we've been doing the deity house, and now she can't walk up, even though she doesn't believe in ghosts. Um, One thing that Clara had mentioned in the early on. Uh-oh. See? Here they come. One
Yeah.
thing Clara
That's my
mentioned in the
light.
onset of things is that for a while she thought that's not the light, that's the house.
Yeah.
That she thought she might be causing these things or doing things without realizing it because she didn't know how to cope with it at first.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Um,
give your ideas and I'm gonna walk her upstairs.
and other people have lived at the house and kind of just pushed things off of things happening that really, that you step back and you think about,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't make any sense. I know
Yeah.
when Flo lived there, they kind of took things for granted when things happen. But when you sat down and talked to her about it, you make her think, well, gee whiz, why did that happen? It was,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Yeah. It just, I'm like, I can literally say with Paul being like the aggressive one towards everything. And then, okay, like me, I always say, I walk in and say, hey, my friends, I'm back again. And why don't you come out and visit? Everything is like calm. But once in a while, we'll get this like really bad energy in there. But it doesn't happen every time. Most of the time you go up there, it's like you could sit back and have a quiet night, relax, just enjoy yourself and find the peace and tranquility in the house. Like a regular country home.
right. But I
But when
think,
it does come out, then it does come out.
right. And
Hmm.
I believe when it does come out, it draws energy from whatever's there.
Yeah. Like
I
the one
mean,
night, I don't know if you knew about it, during COVID, we couldn't go anywhere, of course. So Paul and I decided since we can't go nowhere and be around people, why not go to the house where there's nobody around except for people that are no longer living? And what does he do? He locks us into the house, literally by the iron gate on the night of the exorcism.
I will tell you one thing. Am I interrupting?
Well, always, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Um, I took her up to bed last night. We were live. I took her up to bed last night, and she's got a pull chain on her ceiling fan, and I turned it off and I walked away, and her light came on, and she wanted to know if it was going to happen again tonight. So I turned her light off, and it stayed off. If she pounds on the door and says my light just came on the door, on
On
the
the
ceiling,
on the floor.
on the floor, whatever it is up there. I Sharon, I think that might be true. I think Flo did, but I don't think Flo and uh, well, next Saturday we have Jackie's Jackie's going to be on here next Saturday, but I think they just didn't care. And Flo even made the announcement the day they moved in. I
Yeah.
know this house is haunted, but this house is mine, and we're not going anywhere.
so they just carried on doing what they normally did, and
Yeah, they
everything
did
else
too.
was just,
Extra?
yep.
Yeah, extra. That's a good way of
Free?
putting
Well,
Free. They didn't
well,
have to go to the movies?
well, I mean, you see something out of the corner of your eye, you just,
Mhm.
oh, well, that's just
Right.
was something there instead of really starting to indulge of what it really was.
it. I wanna bring that up. I just want Randy's opinion. It means a lot to me. What am I doing? I'm going to the house. I want Randy's opinion. Now who sent me a message? Um, Yeah, I want Randy's opinion. I don't know where it is, and I'm not going to look for it because there's too much stuff on this page. I wanted to play the video. It's only 18 seconds, 16 seconds long. I wanted to play the video of the footsteps.
Oh,
I don't know where it is.
Did Randy ever see the video of the night with the MF meter and Laura?
No, I doubt that he has.
I haven't seen many things about the house,
mm.
It
I guess
probably
it really made.
except for the 2 shows that made it on TV.
Yeah, and they were great, weren't they?
Yeah.
Uh, should be easy to find in my videos, I hope. Yeah, this one upset Mary a lot. Clara showed it to Mary, and Mary was so upset with me. Not because I did it, not at all. She was glad that we were able to, but she was upset with the outcome of the video.
Yeah.
Facebook's taking forever to load their stuff. I think it's all the way in the very beginning of my videos. Well, it's getting close because I just saw a little baby Sophia.
Little baby Sophia.
Now I'm back to the birds that we rescued and kept for 3 months until they flew away for the winter.
Aw, I miss those.
What an amazing thing to have happen in your life.
Now I
We,
get
re-
deer.
we rescued 3 flycatchers that had fallen out of their nest, and we raised them, and they stayed with us. We would throw mealworms to them on Tina's back deck, and they would catch them with their beaks. When I would come out in the morning, they'd fly from a tree, and all 3 of them landed on my shoulder, waiting for the
Breakfast.
food that we used to make for them.
Oh my God.
And now I've got 2 doves living in the house. One's 10 years old, the other one's 9 years old. 2 mourning doves who got hit by cars. I don't see it in here.
I have like how many deer would you say would come and visit my house every night?
Huh?
How many deer do you think come visit my house every night?
I don't know. I'm looking at them right now. Plenty of them.
They visit me every night. Seriously, they'll look at me through my windows.
Oh, Tina, I'm sorry. I'm on my page. No, I'm not.
So, do you guys ever hear anything like where the chimney is or anything that got taken apart?
No. That's so loaded up with junk right now that I don't know. We never hear anything in the I'm psychic and I would say let me put that up there for you guys.
In the kitchen or anything?
Kitchen, yeah. And as you walk into the living room from the kitchen, the very first corner there at the front of the house, where one of the couches is now, there's always whispering.
Hmm.
Okay, Jeff said we can play the video in chat if you guys want to see it.
Sure.
Just trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing and where that came from. Okay. I'll tell you, when you got this many things going on, I got 3 monitors going.
Paul or Link would be lost.
Link's lost with 1 keyboard and a monitor. I'm going to make this full screen here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got to share this. Let me get that off the screen first. Let me share this. Facebook. share, and I will start the play button right. We are all sharing audio, yes.
Where are we, Jeff? Can you tell me where we are right now? Will you talk to me, Wilhelm?
Stop now.
Wilhelm, huh?
Jeff, stop.
Sophia got busy.
Did he eat?
Yeah. What's wrong? What are you thinking?
Jeff. 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 Jeffrey.
What are you thinking? Can you snap out of it? Who's gonna win what? What are you gonna win? You're playing a big game? Jeff, stop. Snap out of it. Lean back.
Jeff, I need you to come through.
He's giving me the evil eye. Jeff.
Oh my God.
Where are we, Jeff?
Wow.
So he have any thoughts or anything afterwards?
Hmm. Does anybody know when that video was taken?
October of 2013. Wow, that's 10 years ago.
Thank you. Nobody else is paying attention, Jonathan. It was right after Conley flew the coop with all the all the footage.
Hmm.
9 days after that video, a pagan priest had to visit the house and cleanse Jeff of him.
Hmm.
I said something before that and don't remember. I just said, yeah, it was Halloween the 3rd, 2013.
Wow.
That was shortly after Bill Connolly flew the coop. With copies of my footage and everything else for the docu movie that we had done 2 days.
Uh-huh. Well, I did enjoy seeing all those pictures. That looked like one heck of a big production.
I still would
Yeah.
like to know where all them videos are.
Wherever he sold the equipment for
Yeah.
his stuff. I'm sure
Yeah,
that
probably went with it.
I'm sure all the SD cards went with the equipment. After all that work, I wrote a whole script for the entire thing.
I'm
Rewrote.
telling you, get a hold of someplace like Bosie's.
No, I have 2 production companies right now looking into the whole story of my book and Clara's book. I just gotta. I've had feelers out for a while to do Art of Darkness, my serial killer book, but I don't care if that ever becomes anything except for a Audible. But you see all these other movies out there, Randy. I don't know. You haven't. You don't. You just don't. You're not involved with the house. You don't search anything out about the house. What's been going on? There's been 2 movies put out. One, The Witch of Hinsdale, and one called The Hinsdale House. They are the most grotesque, absolutely ridiculous movies I'd ever seen. But the Hinsdale House movie, I mean, they did a good job for what they were doing. It was a bunch of people who wanted to do a movie in a haunted location. But the acting was, there was no plot. And the ending is enough to make you open a vein. It's so bad. But this story of Clara's, her actual story in a movie, would be insane. It would be another Conjuring house.
Right. I mean, even start from the very beginning with the bees coming to the house and
Good God.
all the things that leaded up to it.
The bees. The bees were still there years later.
Yeah. And the flies.
And the
Oh my
flies. The flies are still there.
Flies haven't left. It was really funny too because we went to bed one night and there was a couple of flies flying around in the master bedroom. I woke up the next morning and made a video of it and counted the flies on the floor. I mean, the whole closet was full of flies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, being an old farmhouse and stuff, and them flies
that's
do
true.
get in, but
Yeah.
to get so many at one time.
And in the middle of winter time,
Right.
they don't stop flying around. 10 degrees outside, 58 degrees in the house, and there's a million flies saying, I'm almost awake. I'm almost awake.
Yeah.
And then they bang into you, hit the floor, and die right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one is called the Hinsdale House 2019, and the other one is The Witch of Hinsdale 2020. I might have the years switched around.
Mm.
Something I should watch, huh?
I could put it up now. We could go grab some popcorn and I'll watch it.
That sounds pretty tasty. I might just
Oh,
make.
yeah, I can't wait to watch that one again. I did watch it the second time. I really did. Because I wanted to look at it and see what they were doing. And I'm still, after it ended, I was still staring at the screen thinking, do I need to watch that again? Because it made no sense. Well, it made sense, but it was just the beginning was horrible and the very ending was, oh God, it drug on. I I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to play the ending. And I'm going to make Randy's going to say, "Oh, I got to watch this."
Oh my God.
Oh,
Are
that's
you
okay.
serious, Paul?
I can watch it some other time.
I know. I just want to at least tell you where it is because it's hard to find.
So your
Like,
guys' experience at the house now is just steps going up and down the stairs, things yelling at you. Any other things?
Paul getting punched by air.
we had some really weird screaming one night. We were already all in bed. It was only three of us in the house: Junior and Link and myself. I was in Mary's room. Junior was in Laura's room. Link was in the master bedroom. And we were quiet. Nobody was snoring, nothing. And then Corey said, "What is that?" I didn't hear anything. And then Link was saying something that the video's been
Yeah.
uploaded. And then I heard something slight. I said, "Is that him messing around with his phone?" And Link said, "No." And then maybe 6 minutes, 4 minutes later, there was such a loud screeching, and it wasn't an animal that I know, and I know pretty much all the animals around here. And it was right outside my door or outside my Mary's window. It was right up where I was, but it sounded like it was in the room. So I looked out the window and I saw what appeared to be the back of a guy bending over, walking toward either the big garage that's up there. I didn't watch him long enough to see which way he went. He either went around the back of the garage or up the hill. The sound stopped. I saw him. When I saw him, the sound stopped. And
Right.
the three of us ran out in the pouring rain with his gigantic flashlights that you could see 12 miles away. And
And
we couldn't
before
find.
that, and
Yeah.
before that, Paul says, I can, the house is
Yeah, I just said
calling
the house was calling me while I was there, Randy.
in
I
bed.
was in bed getting ready. I was almost sleeping. I said, "What the hell is this? I have that feeling of the house calling me." I said, "I'm here, you stupid people. I'm here." And then we all laughed about it. And then we settled down again. And then I said, I feel a presence of somebody, or I see a guy somewhere. And I don't
Mhm.
see things. I don't have these visions. Not
And it
like
was
that.
so noisy in Clara's room. That's all I was worried about. And I'm blowing him off like, I don't know, this man is crazy. Now he's seeing people and blah, blah, blah. And it was so loud in Clara's room. I didn't even listen to him talk to me, talk to us about this, him seeing the presence of some man or something. Because it was loud in Clara's room. It was like mall traffic.
And I thought he was crazy. I
Right.
thought he
And
was
he thinks
crazy
I'm
too.
crazy. I think he's crazy. So we're all, neither one of us is crazy. We both witnessed, what we witnessed, but we did, at the time, you're not paying attention to each other. And he's yakking about seeing somebody, and I'm yakking about how loud it is in here. You can't hear what people are saying, but you can hear them. It'd be like at a theater, maybe, or something when you're getting your popcorn and everybody's talking and shuffling their feet and walking. And Paul's going on and on about seeing somebody, and then we settle down, and then all of a sudden, all the screaming noises are coming out of Laura's bedroom window. Then that stops. It goes over to Mary's bedroom window. Then Paul finally hears it because he thinks everybody's full of crap, and yeah, and the rest is history. Yeah.
And then we went downstairs and it was raining pretty good.
Yeah.
but we still went out there and tried to find who it was. And then it stopped. And when he kept telling me about the room, it's funny, Randy, when you're in the house and in Mary's room, you don't hear anything in the other rooms. You really don't. It's almost like a soundproof room with the door open.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't hear anything, Lincoln. If you're hearing things out there, I would hear them in here. But I didn't. But when I slept in that room the next time with Sophia, my God, it was insane in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounded like people were walking through the woods. And that's what it sounded like, cracking wood. And then you would hear people walking in the house, downstairs, upstairs, everywhere.
The
I was
screeching
scared to
the,
death.
the screeching screaming noises was August of 23. And then when next time it was November that I was there, and Paul was in Clara's room,
I
and
was in the master bedroom, yeah.
and then I took Mary's bed, and he had a hell of a night. The people, he heard all kinds of, I'll let him say that.
Moaning, there was all kinds of, I mean, it sounded like somebody was in pain. And it seemed like the moaning at first was coming from the direction of Laura's room. And I'm sitting up listening. He said, "What the hell is that? You don't hear that?" And he said, "No, he didn't hear
No, I
nothing."
didn't hear it.
And then it sounded like it might have been coming up through the grate in the floor. And I said, "Okay, do I have to go downstairs again?" Because it wouldn't stop. Then suddenly it stopped. We went to sleep. Same night, boom, 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 all the way up, and you could hear them coming closer up the
Yeah, it
stairs.
sounded like boots. It sounded like heavy boots. And
Heavy
Paul,
boots on the steps.
yeah, and so we have our cell phones, and we have our cell phones record all night in every room. Everybody who's got a cell phone has got the video on them, and yeah, so he heard that. But before we even went to bed, I don't know what I was doing. I was in Clara's room, and I was walking towards Mary's room, going to bed, and it was this huge crash downstairs. Crash, boom, bang, and both of us, I said, "Yeah, did you hear that?" Or Paul said it, and I like laughed because it's
We ignored it.
crazy. It's
We ignored it.
crazy.
We didn't go down to look for it. He said, well, actually, you said, "Did you hear that crash downstairs?" I said, "Yeah, I heard it, and it was loud." And I kept on unpacking my stuff. I don't care.
Yeah, and I think I started laughing and kept walking towards Mary's room because the place is crazy.
Did you guys even look at what time it was? If it was around the same time each night?
The crash was very early, like 10 o'clock.
Or 11 maybe, but
yeah, I don't know what time the boot prints were or boot steps were because we were sleeping.
yeah. And the
There's
cell
something-
phone doesn't put the time stamp on the video.
Well, if you go and you think about what time you put the time or you started it, and then you add that time to it, you'll be able to figure out approximately what time.
Don't know what time we started it though. That's
Right.
just
But if
We
you're
never get
doing
to
it
bed.
again, your best bet is to see if it happens around the same time every night.
Yeah, we decided that whenever we set up a cell phone to record what's going on, I just heard that noise, Paul. Did you do you have it lined up ready to go?
No, I have the walking up the steps ready to go.
Oh, because I just heard the screech noise, but
I did too. I did too, but I don't know where I heard it from.
I know. I just heard it.
All right, come on.
Oh yeah. Well, when we from now on, when we start a cell phone, we're going to talk to the cell phone. Okay, today is August 15th. It is 11 p.m. So that's concrete at the beginning of the video. That's what we decided we're going to do that.
Hang on a second. I don't know what the hell's happening here. Why am I watching? I open a video and for some reason there's a whole YouTube guys has been acting up lately. No, really, they're having technical issues, and I can't seem to figure out what the heck's happening.
I just heard that screeching noise come out of the cell phone.
Let me put this on the screen.
Wow.
Let me start this, and you're going to hear it's quiet. The first part of it's only 35 seconds. Okay, I lied about the time. I can't stop that video listing over here. I don't even know why it's coming up because I'm watching one video. I can't even make this full screen. I can't get underneath these videos. I don't even know why they're there. Um, I'll start this. You'll hear when the sounds come because you'll hear us snoring, but you aren't going to mistake these footsteps coming up the stairs. It's quiet until about, I don't know, 12, 13 seconds, 15 seconds. Here we go. I do it again. Right now.
Wow.
You can hear us snoring. You can't mistake that, but you can hear the footsteps coming up the stairs, and that doesn't make any sense to me.
I just had to go to the bathroom. That's all.
It's hard to hear with a cell phone, but you can hear it better on a regular computer.
Yeah, but I can hear it. Yeah.
It's pretty loud.
Paul said that he played it for Clara, and instantly with all that noise,
she said I played it over my upstairs on my. I have large speakers on my TV up there, and when I played it up there, she said that those are my steps. Those are the steps in the house. I know that sound.
Yeah.
Well, Phil
Isn't
used
that
to walk
crazy?
with his boots on.
That's crazy. That she could hear that. Wow. Yeah, and that was just recent. In 2023.
And I'll let Randy hear this, and anybody else who hasn't heard it. This is Tina and me going up to meet Mike. And why can't I remember the four women names? They're my friends. I talk to them. There was four women. Mike, uh, Detroit Rock City Paranormal. That's the name of their YouTube or their shit group. But this is why am I still hearing footsteps? It's not even on the screen anymore. You'll hear the girls gabbing. Why am I still hearing that? You'll hear these women talking. You'll hear me very clearly say, "Hey, dum dum dum," you up the stairs, and then it begins.
And before
No,
you
you
hear,
didn't interrupt anything. It was. Is there a light that's on your camera? Hey, 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 dum dum. Oh my Jesus Christ!
Come here.
Is there a light that's on your camera? Hey, 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 dum dum. Oh my Jesus Christ!
I heard the come here. I started swearing my ass off going down the stairs. Everybody's laughing at me coming down the stairs.
Yeah, they didn't even. I don't think they heard it.
we didn't, because all I said to him, if you heard before that, as he started going up the stairs, I said, "Did you just see a light go by?" Because it was going from Clara's room towards Mary's room. You could see the light literally go like into the other room.
There was a light, she said. I wouldn't see it walking up the stairs because the wall would be in my way. She was standing at an angle she was in the kitchen at an angle. You could look right up into the master bedroom.
I know.
And-
I couldn't see it in the back. I see it on the camera.
Oh, on Mike's camera?
On Mike's camera.
Mike's not camera, his monitor.
His monitor from the camera.
Okay.
And I said, "You guys just see that light go by?" And you were walking up the stairs at that point, so I couldn't see nothing upstairs, except for the stairs.
And Colette said there's a voice that's coming through on a different frequency. And
Yeah,
that,
I heard that in the video this time, but I didn't hear it before.
okay. And Kelly says she thinks she hears something growl. So I don't know if I heard the growl.
Yeah, it's just crazy there, and you don't even expect this stuff.
Well, see, we had just walked in the door right then. Tina and I had come in. I think we were downstairs. Well, I wasn't downstairs. We walked into the kitchen. Mike was setting up all the monitors.
Well, you were in there for a few minutes because you said hi to Mike and everybody, and then you
Well,
went
yeah,
out.
I said hi to him, but I mean, I walked right up the stairs and said what I said.
And he came down those steps.
He didn't touch the stairs.
Yeah, those stairs. I don't think I've seen him move that fast on a flat surface, much less fly down those stairs. And his face was as white as a ghost.
Everybody said that. It scared
Yep.
the hell out of
Because
me.
I asked him,
Yeah.
I said, "Did you just see a ghost or something?"
Hi, Lisa. Randy,
Yeah.
when I got downstairs, the first thing I could do was go over and grab Mike for reassurance, and I started crying. It scared the
Right.
you know what out of me.
Yeah, I
It
could
was
see
right
that.
here. It
I
was
could see
right
that in the video.
right here. It was like somebody was in a bar and they wanted to. That wouldn't have bothered me, but this bothered me.
And, well, the area was all black upstairs. There was no light on, and it shocked the hell out of Paul because
And there's
he's
still no light up there.
well, yeah.
Well,
Hey,
there is
Paul.
kind of. Huh?
You should tell Randy about the night. Well, about the time we were up at the house with the whole curtain thing, move the sheet.
Oh, jeez. All right, that'll be the last thing because it's already been 3 hours. I'm sure Randy wants to eat something too
Yeah.
because I know I do. And you didn't give me enough pasta salad. I ate it almost all of it last night. And I had just enough left today to eat with my
Sorry.
quarter of my sub. We were in the living room. Now, this is something, Randy, that is one of the rare things because with me, the footsteps is rare for me, but it's major. That's major paranormal activity. When I watch these YouTube videos, they're all a bunch of fakers. They're nothing but fakers.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the living room. Tina, her son Nick, her son's friend Jarrett, and Angel and I were in a living room. Angel and I were on a love seat. It was Tina, Nick, and Jarrett on the couch by the front windows. Two girls from Hornell, New York came up, and they were in the kitchen. Jarrett's a comic. He's like Mike. He's always kidding around, kidding around, kidding around. He's sitting there, and there was a sheet. This was before the movie. A sheet was wrapped around a 2x4 twice to keep it out of the way of Beth's room. We put up some sheetrock, and there was it was sheetrock this side and just studs on the other side. And the sheet was wrapped around that. We were using that as a doorway until we put a door up. Jared kept saying, "Hey, hey, move the sheet, move the sheet." So everybody started saying, "Move the sheet." Make that sheet move. Nothing happened, of course. I went into Beth's room where I could see Tina on the couch. The kids went out in the kitchen. And we're sitting there talking about this and that and everything else. And she started saying it, move the sheet. I said, yeah, move the sheet. Go ahead. Yeah, whatever. That sheet came out. I can't show you with my green screen because you won't see it. The sheet unwrapped. I'm sitting in
Slowly.
a glider. I'm sitting in a rocker glider in the corner of Beth's room. And that sheet very, very slowly and deliberately unwrapped, came down as if somebody were taking a sheet and straightening it out like this I flew before that sheet got all the way out. And was in the kitchen in like a second, faster than I came down those stairs.
Oh yeah.
What in the hell caused that to happen? Now that's the kind of stuff you see in movies, not in real life.
Right.
But it was crazy. I mean, that was one time and like it shocked the heck out of us. That's what I'm talking about. Them are the moments when you
Right.
see that much energy in a place that you know something's there. And like the thing about come here, that's another one. But them are very few and far between.
Right.
Very, very, very few. Major paranormal activity. Knocks and things, they don't mean nothing to me. It could be the house, it could be an animal in the wall, it could be anything.
Could be a
But if
water
I
pipe.
say knock on the wall, give me 3 knocks. Give me 3 knocks. If you get precise responses, I understand it. But I don't take stock in ghost boxes, K2 meters, any of that stuff. I'm sorry.
Well, the EMF meter I usually bring up there, you got to admit that that's very
That
uncommon to
night with
them.
Laura, that night with Laura it made no sense. I will say I have an open mind, but overall I don't hold any
No,
stock in any of those things. Because there's no any now, Leg's gonna say scientific, but there's no proof behind anything saying that those things can definitely spot a ghost.
no, but it's just funny when you ask it a question, and I could do it for a continuous period of time, and when I ask it to go to stand close, so it would go to red, it
Hmm.
immediately goes up,
Yep.
and you say, "Okay, please move away so that the lights go off," and it moves all the way back down.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
just doesn't happen.
those things don't make a lot of sense to me when that happens. I wish I could find that Laura video.
Just like just like the night I got the call to the house that I needed to be there. I
Yep.
I I got called to that house. I'm telling you, it's something wanted me there that night because I was willing to leave everybody behind and go by myself. And finally convinced Paul to go, and we get up there, and every window has been knocked out of the house. All the wiring has been pulled from the walls. All the piping and ductwork are gone out on the front porch. And
Yeah.
it, they were going to take that house into the ground 2 days later.
Yeah, KG was going to have it knocked down, and that was when they were already got permission to do the movie. I
Yeah.
think the house. I think the house can call you. I don't have any doubt that it can call you.
But do I think it would have changed anything about the way things are happening up there? No. If anything, I think it would have made it worse.
Yeah, instead of people being up there at the house, they'd be out there at tents.
Yeah. Well, could we enter, entertain the idea of Brandy maybe coming on in a couple months again?
If you want,
Sure. I'd be game.
And
maybe
it'll be
after we go visit the house together and see what I can stir up and what you can shut up.
Hey, Paul, I have a vacation in the beginning of April.
April.
Yeah, the very first week of April, I have a week off from work.
Somebody's going to be at the house. Somebody sent me a request to come up, and usually my requests to come up are no's. Um, what did Melinda say? That's just some things you can't explain, but makes you 100% within yourself. Yeah, really, I agree. Well, Randy, maybe April. We have to get a night when the house isn't booked.
right.
And it'll be better weather too. I mean, not that our winter's been too bad.
Right, right.
It'll
Well,
be better weather.
it'll be okay. Dan has always been very gracious, allowing me to go into the house anytime it's not booked.
Right.
Um, he's always been, yeah, the guy's a friggin' saint.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everything works out for me, I'd be willing.
The
We can
last
go
time I
up.
seen you was at that house over there in Hensdale when they were doing the movie.
When are you talking?
When Clara was in town.
Right.
Oh my God! Holy cow!
Yeah.
That's 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. Not
God.
thank me. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Because this is as Paula. I wasn't gonna. My ears been killing me for the last 2 days, and I wasn't gonna come on. But you were coming in here tonight, and I said I can't come on last night because I wasn't feeling well. But I wanted to be on tonight because you were gonna be here.
Yeah. Another legend.
Will
And
it? Will it?
it's the truth, though.
It,
I
Yeah.
it
mean,
is true. It is true, Randy.
yes.
There's only five of us alive. I mean, that really know everything with the family.
Yeah.
Keith would probably fit in there, but he's not interesting. Thank you, Rick. Marcy, thank you. Mike, a lot of thank yous to Randy coming out here.
Yeah, thank you, Randy.
Yes.
And you are a legend, Randy. I mean, I know you're not involved with the house, but it's still it doesn't uh, take away the fact that uh, you know 50 years ago you were there during the time
Yeah.
during during the time of the exorcism, all the problems the family was dealing with. And I don't know, is it something to be proud of or not? But I kind of am proud that I know the family. I would do anything to get Clara to sit with her. You had the chance to do that. I only did one time in 50 years.
Yeah.
So, is her story going to be good? This two-part thinger coming up?
Oh, is she in here?
No, if she was in here, I'd probably be crying.
No, no, no. The lady that played Clara.
I don't know. Was she here? Oh,
Oh,
I don't see her
in
anywhere.
Dan's show. Yeah, when that comes out, we'll have to somehow get Randy to be able to see that too.
Oh, when it comes out, it's going to be on here.
Yeah.
I will play it live
So,
because it's going to be on Film Rise, and if it's on Film Rise, it's going to be free.
See, I don't want to debunk anybody else, but when I hear something, I want to hear it from the people that experienced it.
yeah.
The ones that know the actual truth of what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that means the most to me. It's not all this other stuff with people getting touched or people having this or that. It's what happened. The whole story that we would never know if it wasn't for people like you guys.
Right.
Well, I'll
So,
tell you, I do know, and Randy doesn't know this because he doesn't have to deal with the stuff. But if we went by what the groups that go to the house tell us, the misinformation, you'd never know. You wouldn't even know who the hell the kids were, or who Clara was, or how long they lived there, or what happened to who, and who stabbed who, and who died where, and how many people are dead in the pond, and how many people got murdered on the property. Nobody, nobody, and nobody. But they want to keep spreading the BS stories because they don't have anything better to do. It makes it happier for them. Then they get 200,000 views on YouTube and make $6,000. That's
Yeah.
all they care about. I care about Clara. That's all I care about.
And see that I think that's the thing with me. That's I guess kind of what upsets me is because I want the real story to be told. The real story that we actually know the history of.
No, it's going to be told. It's and not just
And
these little
that's
crackpot
that's
things.
where I come in about. That's why I tell Paul sometimes when he'll say, "Oh, you want to go with me?" And I'm like, I don't know, because I want to be there, not for all the extra, and I don't care about being important. I want to just know facts.
And when we go alone. But Tina and I go well,
Yeah.
or with Angel once in a while. But Angel's dealing with cancer and everything. But we go just to be there. We don't go up and say, "Hello, are you here? What's your name?" Knock on the wall. We don't give a shit about that stuff.
And if we do anything, we go FaceTime so people can actually get interacting with it.
Yeah.
Or well, Facebook. We usually go on Facebook, and then that way people can interact. If they see something or hear something, we can go look.
Thanks, Cindy. All right, let's get out of here so I can go find my throat.
Bye, guys.
Randy,
Bye.
thanks so much.
Thank you
I
Thank you
again,
really
so
Randy.
appreciate
much.
it, Randy.
Thank you.
Don't
Keep me in
go
the
away.
loop.
Hang on a second.